I'm sorry. I'm actually 6 minutes late. Oh dear. And I'm going to blame the missus. I am, yes. It's her fault. Making me go for a dog walk. Well, got back, got sorted out. And I thought, well, let's do a live stream. Well, actually, I thought about 2 hours ago. But there you go. Actually, I do it every week at the same time. So it's not that, is it? Anyway, there's something seriously wrong, isn't there, with mate, this picture? That there is. There's one geezer there, standing there, who, sound check, who looks like he shouldn't really be there. In fact, it looks like to me the picture's been doctored. Is it, have they made him look a little bit, had put, in shadow? Huh? Old David Cameron, the geezer who brought us the referendum, the Brexit referendum, the very patriotic Brexit referendum. Well, he's there. But where is Rishi Sunak? Yes, there's been a lot of talk about that this week, hasn't there? He's been mocked. He's been ridiculed. But has anyone given him a proper old slap? No. Because what he did was disgraceful. And trying to blame it on this, that, and the other. Had a schedule. Had a schedule, you know. It was all planned, it was. You say, we had a schedule. Yeah, for a interview that's not going to air for another week or so. So, it could have been cancelled, could have been delayed. Plus, the ITV team was actually in France at the time anyway, covering the D-Day. I'm sure they could have done something in France. But no, in his, well, we'll say wisdom, infinite wisdom, he thought it'd be a good idea to travel back to the UK and do that interview with the ITV. Leaving old Cameron there, that picture taken with Macron, Schultz, and Biden. How is that right? Huh? What in his mind? What was it in his mind that told him that is the right thing to do? This was a decennial. The 8th decennial. He thought it was a good idea. Words left me, I think, really, because it is astounding, really, how anybody in their right mind, on their own basis, would come up with who wouldn't even question. Oh, hang on, do you think it's not a very good idea, actually, leaving the celebrations, or what's that, the celebration, the commemorations, can we say it now? He could have said something, couldn't he? Anyone with half a blooming brain cell or integrity would have said this ain't such a great idea. But no, in his wisdom, he thought, that's it, I'm going. It's all planned. It's okay. I've done all the British things. Let's snub the French. But you're not just snubbing the French. You're snubbing, the Commonwealth. You know, all those members of the Commonwealth whose families lost, members of the family. People died. They were killed. Butchered. And now his own party is turning on him. Penny Mordaunt. During the debate, we'll talk a bit about the debate as well, actually, because there's something in that debate that wasn't even mentioned. Apart from the SNP. A little bit from the Green Party. Yeah, they thought... but obviously the Tories aren't going to mention it, no. Nigel Farage, he was stum about it. And if he did pipe up, it'd be something like, well, the Brexiteers were betrayed, they were, by the Tory party. There's a different kind of Brexit, there is, yeah. One that had been a utopia. There is no Brexit that could work. And the longer we deny that fact, the deeper the shit we're going to fall. We're up to our knees as it is, literally. It's everywhere. The rivers, the seas, floating down the roads, so I hear, as well. But don't worry. No. Rishi Sunak's on the case. But is he? No. Oh, my dear missus. Thank my darling. She's giving me a bit of coffee.
I like you because you blamed me for being late.
Oh, what's your fault? You made me go a dog walk.
I didn't make you go a dog walk.
Yes, you did. It's your fault. Hey? Oh, don't run away. Don't run away. Caroline, just look. Don't do a Rishi Sunak. Hmm?
What's that? Lie.
Lie.
I didn't lie.
I can't help it, can they?
You chose to call
Oh, I did actually. I felt guilty. I let her go on her own. Dog what? 3 dogs and all that, you know. Well, so anyway, in this live stream, I'll talk a bit about obviously the snub of Rishi Sunak. Also, a bit about the debate, and also about cognitive dissonance, I suppose. Dunning-Kruger effect, confirmation bias, etc., etc., etc. as well, because they're just doubling down on the lie of the 2,000 odd quid that the Labour Party is going to cost every family in the UK. Even though it's been said by the civil service, hang on, they ain't our figures. No, don't use those figures. Don't say that we gave you those figures or worked those figures out for you. No, because we didn't. Tories, they like to embarrass themselves, such as on Question Time, for instance. That was a bit of a moment. And the debate. That debate, I thought, what was the point of that? Who shone in that debate? If you ask me, it'd be Stephen Flynn of the SNP. He's the only one with any coherent argument. I wasn't even really that impressed with Angela Rayner, but to be fair to her, she constantly had Penny Mordaunt. You got to stand up and fight, Penny Mordaunt, you know. Because her bizarre idea will stand up and fight as well. He'll be fighting you in a minute, Penny. Well, Angela Rayner. I have to admit, Angela Rayner she had decorum. Because if anyone else would just slapped her, quite frankly. Oh, Penny Mordaunt was flipping awful. And I suppose Labour doesn't want to lose any, well, they will be slated in the press, I suppose. No, obviously not for slapping, but I mean, yeah, saying the wrong thing as far as they're concerned. But, I found it rather painful, actually, to watching flipping the foghorn of ignorance. I think that's who calls him Farage, isn't it? Bloody Blasé, he does, doesn't he? Yeah. That foghorn of ignorance. And actually, what was it? Was it Nick Abbott? Anyway, whoever it might be. So anyway, there's Nigel Farage speaking up in this debate. And the only thing I would say about him, he does demand your attention, unfortunately. He's like the loudest. He's got that voice in it that projects. It's just the loudest, most obnoxious voice in the room. And then there's just Penny Mordaunt just constantly shouting over the top of Angela Rayner and everybody else. You know, it was a shambles. It just didn't. It didn't mesh. It didn't really teach anybody anything what was going on. And for me, that was mainly, you know, I don't know, I can't remember who she was, but the lady from the Green Party, I thought she was a bit meek, a bit lame. Sally from Lib Dems, I thought she was a bit lame. And obviously Angela Rayner, I think she was very controlled, considering. Penny Mordaunt, well, she stood up and fought, didn't she? Next week she'll be jumping in an old pool, wouldn't she? In a belly flop. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. And it was a terrible format as well. It didn't work. It just did not work. You had all those people stand talking over each other, and it was just a rabble. And the host didn't really have control. They needed some form of mute button or like a capsule, like a giant test tube. Alright? It just slides over the top of each of all the contestants. Anyway, those in the debate. It's a bit like a game show, isn't it? All these tubes go over the top of each of them. Yeah, and you just lift the tube and then they can speak, and the tube goes straight back down again. Yeah, that's what you need. Isolate them from each other. And then maybe we might actually be able, it won't be a debate then, mind. Maybe we'll be able to, I suppose they could hear it. You could let them hear it. They got a little speaker in there. But you know, yeah. And then they could argue it, I suppose. Or do it like a timing method. Like that's you know what they do in France, where effectively you have a certain amount of time each, and as they speak, it gets knocked off your timer. Maybe that's the way to do it. think they do that quite a lot in European debates. Anyway, who's in the chat before I get carried away? And I'll say I apologise yet again for, well, taking absolutely ages to come online. Oh dear, ain't I terrible? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, quite. Actually, Mark's as big as a fan. I would say the winner of the day it would be the Chinook that carried that or lifted that hair into place. He came in on a Chinook and just lowered it on top of Penny Mordaunt. What the hell she think of it like that? It was like the biggest hair ever. We'll have a taxpayer to pay for that. That was horrendous. Anyway, hello Joel, hope you're well. And Derek McCall, hi buddy. Hey Ruth Guthrie, hi. And coming down. Lee Corn's in the house. Hello Lee Corn. I've got a spanner in the works, that I have. Yeah, and Enzo the God. Hello Enzo the God. Scroll down. Is Farage the worm out of doom? The one with the massive gob with the horrible teeth. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Reminds me a bit of Beetlejuice. Like Beetlejuice, you know. Especially when he's the snake. Last I heard, you were in the borders, Ruth. Being out of touch. Oh, in the borders. Hello, Alex Chapman, hope you're well. Richard Holden, Tory chair, got utterly mauled on Sky. Please check for its peak thick of it. I will have a look in a minute. So there's Richard Holden, okay. He got mullered on Sky. I'll quickly research that now while I'm thinking about it. I've been doing gardening today, believe it or not. Yes, and putting polytunnel plastic on top of polytunnels. That's fun. Bit breezy, the kind of window below your boat. That's fine. Breaking news! Breaking news! Oh, what's breaking? What's broken? What's happened? Oh! Oh. Macron has causes snap elections as the far-right support surges in European elections. Oh my Gideon, this ain't great, is it? So the French President Emmanuel Macron has dissolved the French Parliament and called snap elections in the wake of tonight's European election results. Oh, Christ, I've been following it earlier today. That ain't great.
What does that mean?
What's snap? It's going to be an election.
For him?
French President Emmanuel Macron has dissolved the French Parliament.
Oh, not him.
Yeah, and called snap elections in the wake of tonight's. Oh, God. Exit polls show Marine Le Pen's national rally are set to completely trench. Oh, crikey, Macron's party. Oh, crikey, I think we need to move. Caroline,
Where?
I don't know. For the rock and hard place, haven't we?
So does that mean Macron's dissolved and Macron's having a vote?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I need to look into probably done. The French parliamentary elections will be held on the 30th of June and the 7th of July. Oh dear. Oh, dearie me. Far-right parties have also made substantial gains in Austria and Germany, exit polls say, and the first projection of the European Parliament shows that the centre-right European People's Party is still the strongest grouping. About 360 million, yeah, there's about 360 million people that are eligible to vote out of the 450 odd million, but there's 720 new members in the European Parliament.
I still don't understand. Does that mean Macron is stepping down? Or
I'm not sure.
He's dissolved his Parliament and
I think it does. Maybe someone can. I haven't read it properly yet, so
maybe someone knows.
The French political system's not the same as the UK's.
Do you mean he's stepping down?
It looks like it.
Mean his Parliament?
Blimey, things ain't gonna get anywhere. Okay, so calling the snap election is a huge surprise for the country and a huge risk for Emmanuel Macron. Just like Rishi Sunak. Oh my God, is it? You think it's very wise? Well, only got a couple more years left.
Got 3 more years left.
Oh, he has, yeah, but this is parliamentary. What are people saying in here? Anyone saying anything about it here? All right, there we go. There we go. No, Macron can't run again. The party can, but he can't. He can't have 3, can he? He can do 2 terms.
No, he can finish his 3 years if he wants.
Yeah, Austria still celebrates Hitler's birthday. Really? Oh, Steve goes. Oh, that's horrendous. You can't have any pudding if you don't eat your grains. What?
Oh, he has. I think if you read that, I think he is stepping down.
Oh, crikey.
He could have reacted differently.
He could have. Oh, sorry. He could have reacted differently. He could have just kept going, like Rishi Sunak, explaining the hard right's massive victory as a European aberration would be corrected at the more important elections. He could have trusted the impending Euro football championship above all the Paris Olympics to keep the people's minds off politics for a couple of months. And that will certainly have the Paris Committee thought it would take the party's route. Take his party's route. But one can only assume that the president had seen this coming and planned his response in advance. Certainly, the result was an almost exact replica of the polls, and he... Oh. Sorry, Tories. The fact is that he is stuck. He has no majority in the National Assembly, so getting any bill through, that's the reason he has to dissolve it. Nothing's going to happen.
So he's not no choice.
Nothing's going to happen.
Oh my God! So who's getting in Marine Le Pen?
Yeah, could most likely.
Really soon. 30th of June or 7th of July.
Yeah. Well, I know it's messed up, but they had announced the idea of a Frexit. Le Pen now that destroyed France.
Do you want this sent to you?
Yeah, please, yeah, send to me. I might bring it up in a minute because that's very worrying.
Matthew,
Very worrying at all.
Matthew.
Cheers, Matty. So let's bring it down here. Yeah.
Oh,
3 wheels are coming off my wagon. What? I haven't got it done. I haven't looked. I don't have Messenger up. I don't generally have Messenger because I just ping. I don't do live. I can turn it off again though. There you go. Oh, okay, I've got it now. I've got it. Right, okay, yeah. It's not great. And do you know what pushed us through? It's the young vote, actually. The youngsters here, because they've been suckered. This ain't great news. Oh, I can't vote. Oh dear. So, hello Susan DeWitt, hope you're well. Ack is mad. And time to get a small on a small boat. Yeah, probably. Oh. More stress. Oh. It's not presidential elections, no, we talk parliamentary elections. And everything in the chat, hope you had a great weekend. Ooh, hope you had a great weekend. Hello, Matt, hope you're well. And Tom Finney. And Susan DeWitt, hello, that young vote here were saying that they were going to vote either far right or left out of protest. That's stupid. All this protest voting, that's just idiotic. There's no logic behind it. It's just madness. Now, our neighbour here, she's a complete and utter lunatic. She might be lovely in many ways, but she's loon. Absolute flippin' loon. And she wants to vote because of Frexit. So, you know, these people, it's supposed to be our friend, and you know, no consideration how it might affect us. But the thing is, you see, if there's a Frexit, France is at the European Union, which means the Trade and Cooperation Agreement is null and void for France, which means how are we protected? We'll have no rights at all. So that ain't great, is it? So yeah, Le Pen, she has toned down quite a bit over the years. She had to because she just wasn't getting anywhere. And she has said that they're not interested in a Frexit. But, you know, they say anything to get in, don't they? Would they vote for that? I don't know. Only 16% apparently in the polls are saying that they want a Frexit, so it is pretty low odds. So, the Richard Holden video is brilliant. Okay, I was about to do that, wasn't I? So, oh, hang on, there we go. Have I got the video on there? Well, that's thrown me, I'll tell you, that was. I ain't got the video come up. Alright, Tory. Hang on, I'm not on Sky, that's why. Alright, I want the Sky. Last minute dash. No. News. There we go. I ain't got it yet. Oh, this is annoying. So, where's the clip? Ah, I found the clip. There we go. Oh, blimey. Now I'm stressed.
So you can't justify the way you have been parachuted into Basildon and Billericay. You're not denying it's a stitch-up and it's anti-democratic.
Emily Thornberry today has admitted...
I'm going to stop you now. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You said in an interview earlier this year you were bloody loyal to the North East. What happened to that?
John, I've already answered these questions.
No, you haven't.
Actually, I have.
When?
When I did a Channel 4 News interview last week.
Oh, right, it's one broadcaster, isn't it? This is a pool interview for all the other
John,
broadcasters.
I think
these broadcasters agreed that the questions have been...
No, nobody agreed that at all. Well, I've got a list here of questions from other broadcasters.
All three broadcasters agreed. Everyone on this...
Nobody's agreed. No,
They
absolutely
did.
not.
We,
No,
I can
absolutely
get
not.
the proof.
This
They
is-
all
that's-
agreed.
Staged it,
Well, if
basically.
that's where it's going to go, then we'll
Free-form
just leave,
questions.
because that's not what we agreed to come here today to discuss.
Well, I kept trying, and Richard Holden there, not his finest hour, still hasn't...
Good on John Craig. Oh dear. So, which Tory minister is having the worst week of politics? It's got now. Still Rishi Sunak, isn't it? Seemed to have sewn it up after his D-Day disaster on Thursday, but it appears that Tory chairman is now giving him a late run for his money. Now, Richard Holden was sent out to defend the government today, following Sunak's absence from the airwaves, or spectator, from the airwaves since Friday. But he faced his own interview embarrassment after John Craig of Sky decided to ask Holden as to why he switched seats this week at the very last minute. He says, "You can't justify the way you have been parachuted into Basildon and Billericay," Craig jibed. "You're not deciding it's a stitch-up. It's anti-democratic." After a brief pause, Holden then began to trot out his pre-prepared lines to take. Emily Thornberry today has admitted. Oh, crikey. Yeah, I heard on LBC earlier today. "I'm going to stop you now," interjected Craig. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You said in an interview earlier this year you were bloody loyal to the North East. What happened to that? Oh, I mean, talk about sinking yourself. But you know, what difference does it make? Because nobody is going to do anything about it. No one actually really cares. Hello, Pete Does. Hope you're well. And Grant Sloan. Hello, Grant Sloan. Hope you're well, my friend. And Cuthbert. Can I play that again? Oh, I can play that again for you. There we go. Alright, let's do a rewind.
So you can't justify the way you have been parachuted into Basildon and Billericay. You're not denying it's a stitch-up and it's anti-democratic.
Emily Thornberry today has admitted...
I'm going to stop you now. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You said in an interview earlier this year you were bloody loyal to the North East. What happened to that?
John, I've already answered these questions.
No, you haven't.
Actually, I have.
When?
When I did a Channel 4 News interview last week.
Oh, right, it's one broadcaster, isn't it? This is a pool interview for all the other
John,
broadcasters.
They're
think
uncomfortable,
These
don't they?
broadcasters agreed that the questions have
No,
been
nobody agreed that at
They're
all.
three
Well, I've got a
broadcasters.
list here of questions from other broadcasters.
All three broadcasters agreed. Everyone on this
Nobody's
board
agreed. No,
They
absolutely
did.
not.
We,
No,
I can
absolutely
get
not.
you the proof.
This
They
is
all
absolutely
agreed
not.
this.
Well-
If that's where it's going to go, then we'll just leave, because that's not what we agreed to come here today to discuss.
Well, I kept trying, and Richard Holden there, not his finest hour, still hasn't...
Oh, there. Yeah, there you go, Cuthbert. I hope that was all right there, Tom. What gets me is the fact that they only answer questions that they pre-formulated questions. It's dishonest in itself, it really. It really is. The negotiations to keep or remove the TCA will be interesting, yes. They'll need their own form of TCA if that happens. Hello, Walter Harrison. And maybe the UK TCA might be a part of it. I don't know. But they will use the line that they don't mean... Oh, they don't mean you. Yeah, that's about right, Susan DeWitt. Oh, I don't mean you. If you're talking about my neighbour who wants Brexit. Oh, I don't mean you. What do you think it means? She's got nothing into like the dark web, our neighbour. She's anti-vax, anti-solar, anti-wind, anti-COVID vaccines, and the Earth is flat or something. I won't be surprised, but you know what I mean. But she's just anti-everything, and she absolutely hates Macron. And everything she says to me, I don't mean you have to like Macron in a day, you know. It's just sort of here and there, is it? I think the point is, what about the politicians that you do like? You know? And you consider who her father is, Marine Le Pen's father. Oh my God. He's a foul individual. What Richard Holden video? I'm salivating. Did you see it again, Billy? Did you see it, Billy? The membership told Holden to do one, pretty much. There we come. Yep, he is. A very good interviewer. He stick to his guns on that one, wasn't he? He's very good. Actually, there's another very good interview as well. Maybe this one here. Yeah, he's a very good interviewer.
This country is overcrowded.
Yeah, it's overcrowded.
Very
well.
overcrowded.
Very
Well, you might
overcrowded.
look round here and not see nobody. But it's very overcrowded. It's equivalent to like China or India.
China or India.
Yeah,
Per square mile.
doesn't look it though.
No,
Never looks
it
it.
doesn't.
No. So I guess if it doesn't feel like it, it's all right, isn't it?
Well, it's quiet today because it's early.
So dry.
Later on, this will be. You won't be able to move shoulder to shoulder later
Shoulder
on
to shoulder.
because of
People
from
abroad.
abroad.
This country is overcrowded.
That's
Very
class.
overcrowded.
That's just
Well, you
class.
might look round here and not see nobody. But it's
It's a Kettering in Kettering. Yeah, all those people. They're all shoulders to shoulder everywhere they are. Yeah, overcrowded. That was class. What's up, darling? Most of the results are in. We'll go.
Like that.
108, yeah, really depends. 186 each got.
That's all countries, that's not just
Yeah.
ones.
Results.
That's all countries, not just
Not
ones.
all country, all parties. Blimey. The Socialist Democrats, 133 seats. The EPP, which I can't remember what that stands for now. Something party.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, there. 186 seats. Renew Europe. 82 seats. And go down. ECR. Oh, crikey. ECR. Oh, it just goes back to that. That's silly. That's live as they haven't finished counting yet, Caroline.
No.
They're not finished.
All countries have voted.
On the European elections, yeah, the European results. Oh. And the ECR is the European Conservatives and Reformists.
That's the one party will look like it's getting in.
And this EPP one here is European People's Party, which is Marine Le Pen, isn't it?
Yeah. What EPP?
Mm. It's alright, look at this right ahead a minute. It's the largest and oldest group. Yeah, because her father started it. Mm. It's called National Front, isn't it? Something?
Yeah.
Is that right? I think, oh, no, I don't know. I don't know. I've keep my head in the sand on that one, I think. Crikey. Alright, Don. She's gone to bed. Well, it looks like it's the youngsters' fault this time. In the UK, it was the old ones' fault. Not you. Marine Le Pen. No, she's foul. Yeah. Don't forget, there's only so much they're able to do. The problem is if saying that, it's, you know, the Senate on it. Oh. I know. Front National, yeah. Or Front National. National Front. Hello, hello, Star Care. Hello there. I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm depressed now. We're all heading right. You got the UK has learned its lesson and it's going sort of centre ground, right? The UK's gone to centre right. Well, the Tories have gone right, and Europe, yeah, the continent has gone right. You know what's caused this? I'll tell you now. What's caused this is immigration. Immigration is the one thing that is so easy to blame for everything, even though there's net benefit. You can't get a job because Joe Blogg's over there. You know, that legal over there has took your job. Such an easy argument. Some people, especially those who don't think of nuance. You know, they don't look at no lateral thinking, no thinking outside the box. They just blinkered. They just see black and white. It's more complicated than that, isn't it? You know, politics in general is more complicated than that. It's certainly running a country. It's like the foreign aid and all that, just seen as a negative, but you know, it opens doors. There are benefits to be had. Oh, don't we come, what have I missed? The UK is not going centre. If Labour win, we have one nation Tories, but all in one name. Oh, everything's just headed to the right, isn't it? Everything has shifted to the right. It's had to, unfortunately. What is it about people? They're always looking for these scapegoat. They're always looking for somebody to blame, other than themselves, of course. Always looking for a reason why their lives are harder, why everything is more difficult. It's my volume bit though. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's very worrying, isn't it? Really, especially when we've got obviously Marine Le Pen and how she's the one who invited Steve Bannon to do a little speech for her on the stage. You know, where he said, you know, wear racism on your sleeve, on your arm like a badge of honour or something. He said, you know, it's yeah, not great. Not great at all. Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women. Okay.
Coming over here, taking our jobs and our women.
There you go. Did you know I had that one? Yeah. Shrug dinners are both stealing all our jobs and all our benefits. Yeah, and it's not the case. It's not the case. Now, I was listening to the Tories earlier today about getting them to get. We're going to promise to make all those lazy layabouts get a job, get back to work. A lot of these people are not employable, and employers don't want to employ the unemployable. A lot of employers don't want to employ people who are disabled because it costs more. I'm not saying that they shouldn't, because they should, obviously. But but they don't, because it costs more. Everything costs more, and if they don't get the productivity out of people because they don't want to be there, they don't want them either. I used to employ people, and some of the people I had, I'm not a word of a lie, they come through the door, they last 2 days, if you're lucky, and they're gone. They were useless, because they didn't really want to be there. And those who came from the job centre, who were forced basically because they had to do something, who turned up, and they were some of the worst. And we run quite a happy-go-lucky kind of business, and we had a relationship with our workers and stuff. And it was some people we got were horrendous. We stopped basically taking anyone from the job centre in the end, and we just put the advert out there to see who we got. It was safer like that. I'm sorry, but some people are unemployable. And the idea you're gonna force them into work, think they're gonna be productive, is for the birds. What you could do is maybe, as a part of their benefits, it's nice, they're throwing it out there, maybe have an online courses they've got to complete. So they've got to log in and actually got to complete these courses, and they've just got to keep doing them. Just loads of short courses. Don't have to be certificated or anything. No, I suppose it could be. Definitely from major, but just at least they're learning something. Maybe if they learn something, maybe they might want to do something better. Invest in people. That's what you need to do. And if there's some people that need some help or need some extra work, extra education or mindset to actually want to work to better themselves, because half the problem is some people just don't. They're stuck. They don't. Not necessarily because they don't want to, but they just don't have the ability to do it. To get themselves. It's like depression, isn't it? And anxiety and what have you. There's all these problems of mental health conditions and what have you that people suffer with. They find that they can't actually get themselves out to work. Some people need help, and when you consider the situation in the UK, especially at the moment, mental health and what have you, is getting treatment or help is almost impossible, or it just takes forever. It takes absolutely forever. It's just absolutely mad. Hello, Joe Lefty Poe. I hope you're well. They don't like employing trans people either. No, they don't. It wouldn't bother me, to be fair. But this is when was I employing people? It was back in last time I employed anyone. It had been about 2008. So it's a while ago. And even my remember, I lived and worked in a fairly inbred area. Inbred. Sheltered we were. We were sheltered in Norfolk. And it's more recently, isn't it? You get more and more trans people who sort of become more comfortable to just to be who they are. But when I was employing people, I don't think I ever really came across anybody, if I'm honest about it, who were trans. Certainly didn't have no bricklayers turn up. That would have been hilarious. You hide! What's that door? Pandora wants a treat. There you go. Anyone else? No, I'm on my own. Just with Pandora. So anyway, back into the chat. Sorry about this. The government wants all people to go to work. It should fix the NHS. First, people waiting 4 years to get proper treatment cannot work as they could. If they could, maybe not at all. The thing is, a lot of these people who are looking for treatment will need some help are qualified people to do work, but they just can't cope. And there's a lot of people out there with post-COVID and what have you. I'm wondering whether or not, is it post-COVID or is it fibromyalgia? Because I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and it's like lethargy, you get pain, you get all these weird problems, and you can't really put your finger on any of them. And it's a bit like long COVID. But you see, with fibromyalgia, there's usually shock to the system, usually in the hormones in your body, and that triggers it. Quite often in the thyroid, because I've got thyroid problems. And it can bring on fibromyalgia. So I'm wondering if this long COVID thing is actually connected, or is even just fibromyalgia. So, I tell you, there's times you feel absolutely shattered and no energy. You suffer anxiety, highs and lows. Yeah, and then obviously you got the pain as well. So if you had UBI, universal basic income, it wouldn't be an issue. No. Are we going to get it? No. Are we going to get proportional representation? No. Are we going to get join the European Union referendum vote? No, probably not. Although there has been some words said just recently. I'll get into that as well. But Joel, there are Asian wasps or hornets. Yes. Yeah, Freylon. Yes, the Asian hornets are pretty horrendous. They're like that flippin' big, and they got like a reddish bit on them, and like orangey reddy colour, and they're flippin' huge, and they sting. Bastards. And they take lumps. They've got apples. They'll eat apples to shreds. Know that from experience. They'll kill the bees, you know, and anything flying, they'll just grab hold of them and just like hold them, and they can't. And they suck the, you know, paralyze them, and then just suck the juice out of them. Lovely things, aren't they? No. I'm quite happy to kill those ones, I'll tell you. Who said UBI? Says Celery the cat. So, I think it might be Leghorn by any chance, eh? But they have survived the Mancunian winter. Ooh. Well, you can have the Mancunian summer soon. Our weather is just gone off the rails. I've had so much rain here. I haven't been able to cut the grass. It's just like, it's just constant rain, 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 rain. A day of sunshine, then rain, 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 and nothing dries out, you see. And the grass is like that tall at the minute. Right, around this field that we're rewilding. Flipping hell. It's getting more been on probably taller than trees. Hello, Greg Davis. Rishi is a missing person. Yeah, he's lying a bit low at the moment, isn't he? He's sending him out, he is. Yeah, in his place to get all the ridicule. Well, it might be a good idea, because whenever they put Richie out there, well, he does something really stupid. Doesn't he? Oh, just gonna let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Already? What are they like, eh? Dogs, 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 dogs. Humans cannot survive on universal basic income. Society would crumble, and we'd kill each other, and barely sentient apes that we are. You can have a universal basic income, but you can still do stuff. You don't have to do nothing. You can use your imagination. You go into the arts. You can, you know, you could be productive in other ways. UBI is likely to be the end result anyway with artificial intelligence as it is. Don't take my word for it. Take Elon Musk's. He said that. I'm going to be in Cardiff in a couple of weeks, says Mark's biggest fan. Warmer weather and time travelling back to the glorious 70s. Oh, lovely. Richie is planning his great escape, and probably Emmanuel Macron as well. Alright, yeah, Sunak's back in the old milk box already. He's probably hiding in the fridge somewhere. That's probably what he's doing, yeah. Oh, Boris Johnson's fridge. Okay. People are angry because they're confused. Why am I not doing better? And they see a foreigner driving a nice car, and it's an indictment on themselves. Yeah. Indictment. We can all make our lives better. We can all do something to improve our life chances. But the thing is, we are kind of running uphill at the moment, aren't we? Unfortunately. And getting over that flipping hill is going to be hard. But, you know, it could be long-term COVID. It could be. I haven't had COVID, so I'm quite happy with that. But I've had this fibro thing going on for years. And the fight by thyroid. There's been in 2003 there was a peer-reviewed study, and they found a correlation between the thyroid hormone and the receptors and fibromyalgia. There is a definite correlation there. But at the time when they did this, they were hoping they could be able to find an actual test that tells you whether or not you've got fibromyalgia, but they still haven't done it. And in the day, they basically just, at the moment, they just do it as a matter of elimination. So you have all these different tests, and if they come up clear, well, then they basically just say, oh, you've got fibromyalgia, so, which can be very, very lazy. It means it can be misdiagnosed for other stuff, and that's quite important. So you've got to make sure you do your tests to make sure that you actually aren't misdiagnosed for stuff that is really, really important, like cancer, for instance. Oh, dear me. Down we come. Oh, you be fantastic. That song, You be fantastic. It's fantastic. Oh, there we go. Asian wants some more or less controlled hair. Oh, there's a spider. Blimey. No, we've already seen him here already, unfortunately. I'm gonna be in car. Oh, done that already. Breaking news: Richie spotted in a Swan Vesta matchbox. Oh, did he have his boots on? I don't think you better shut them. Whoop and cough cases have been rising across England. Oh, crikey. There's a vaccine for that, though, isn't there? I had whoop and cough as a kid. Conservatives crash in flight from the poll. Surviving an ex-MPs for 4 weeks. Survivors' accounts are horrific. Oh, dear. Yep, there we go. Hello, Regan. Well, my friend. So I went in the stream last time. I can't keep up with it, to be honest. You're streaming quite a lot now, aren't you? It's pretty cool. Yes, my sister and her adult kids all laid low. Probably the best thing to do when COVID is here. It's quite easy to lay low because we know middle of nowhere. But if you're actually, in a town, it's going to be a bit hard. There's too much temptation, isn't there? Yeah. Oh, I need to get out. There you go, beer. Right. So, where was I? I was doing something and I got distracted. Caroline distracted me. Yeah. So, I blame Caroline. I don't blame Caroline easy, and she's not here. So the furious Tories turn on our Rishi Sunak over his D-Day commemorations snub. Penny Mordaunt criticised the absence of as completely wrong. You're not kidding. While internal party WhatsApp groups reportedly full of horrific or horrified responses. Horrific. Pretty much the same thing. But anyway, talking about WhatsApp groups. Well, Rishi Sunak still won't give his or hand in his mobile phone. Yes, all his WhatsApp messages, he won't hand them over. Naughty old Rishi Sunak. I wonder why that is. Is it because he's he's got shares in certain Moderna, for instance? I wonder. Yeah, conflict of interest, you could say. Anyway, Rishi Sunak provoked condemnation from the senior cabinet colleague and fury from the Conservative grassroots after he was forced to apologise. Now, oh God, there goes my camera. Why is it doing that? I might have to put that camera somewhere else, into a different USB, I reckon. So I'm going to have to deactivate myself and activate myself. Oh, I'm activated. Okay, there we go. Don't know why it's doing that. I don't. Maybe I've got to update something. So yeah, Penny Mordaunt, leader of the House, well, during that general election debate, after she had her hair placed on her head by that Chinook, well, then she said that it was completely wrong. While doubling down on her lie, or Rishi Sunak's lie regarding the 2,000 quid. I would say that's completely wrong. What? The hypocrisy of these people, these Tories are just some of the foulest of them all, wouldn't you say? Mirror, mirror on the wall. Sunak sought to limit the damage with an early morning tweet apology. It was egregious, wasn't it? Let's be honest, it was egregious. And it kind of tells everybody that maybe Nigel Farage might have something in what he said. So Rishi Sunak's not a patriotic leader. After leaving the D-Day event early. But I would say that you're a flippin' hypocrite, old Farage, quite frankly. Because you screwed the country, you have. What have I got about what bicycle advert come up? I don't want a bicycle advert. Skip that one.
Well, if he doesn't understand how vitally important D-Day is in terms of our country, its history, it is one of our top ever achievements, and it's something that runs right through the generations in this country, that we did something truly remarkable. It's at the edge of living memory. This was the last time ever there'll be a gathering of veterans on parade in Normandy, and if he's not prepared to go to the international commemoration with the heads of so many different countries overlooking a beach in which our American allies lost thousands of men, that says a lot about him. He is completely disconnected from the centre of this country, and he's proved to me that he basically is not a patriotic leader of the Conservative Party.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Some people are saying things like, he's, you know, because it's the fact he's obviously Asian, you know, he's Indian, that maybe, and I can see it myself, to be fair, because he's, well, it's like first generation British subject. Where does his loyalties lie? Is it to his Indian heritage? Is it to his British heritage? Is it to the Commonwealth? Is it to the fact that 15 million Indians were starved to death at the hands of, or behest of, Churchill? We've got some pretty negative history with India. But I don't know, maybe he has other priorities. I don't know, I might be wrong. I don't feel he's ever sincere. I don't think there's ever any sincerity that comes out of his mouth. Everything just seems like it has an ulterior motive. There's another reason for what he's doing, or for what he's saying, what he's doing. And it's disappointing. Because what an honour to be the Prime Minister of a country. He weren't voted in, let's remember that. He was pretty much railroading about 300 MPs or something stupid. That's crazy low number. You know, Conservative MPs to be the Prime Minister. Because obviously that let us beat Liz Truss. Yeah.
That is a disgrace.
I couldn't resist. Oh, while we're at it, let's have a pork market.
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
That's very true, Steve McGowan. Very true indeed. Yeah, Rishi Sunak's family has got close ties with India. Obviously India, but also India has close ties with Russia, Belarus, China. Yeah, they have their own little pact going on. And there's lots of images flying about with Putin and Shatamurti's, Rishi Sunak's Mrs. parents, and Rishi Sunak and Shatamurti. And I know, emphasis, they said, well, we're pulled out of Russia. Do you honestly believe that? The officers still in there. They're still there. I don't believe it. They had contracts in place. There's no way they just left. They can't just leave. It's not as simple as that. See, I know McDonald's, they just sold up, didn't they? Just sold their
Smaller
franchise.
in number, are we?
Oh, cheers, Alistair. Nice one.
Mind.
Sunak's Californian dreaming. Oh, yeah, California dream. Dreaming, right? No. Marcus gives note about the UK Wally funds. What do you want, Wally? Are you expensive? It's not just Wally, though. It's also Spasty. They both have the same blooming drugs. And Sebastian needs to go to the dentist. Actually, the vet. To have his teeth done. He's got a problem. Like, he's a lazy eater, so I have to clean his teeth for him. Because he gets very bad plaque and tartar build up. And his bottom teeth, which is like common condition with dogs, all his bottom teeth on the front here are all loose. We're a bit worried about. We noticed it last week, so it looks like he's going to have to go to the vet. Not to be put down. He's probably put some teeth out, isn't he, boy? It's a nightmare, he is. I have to keep, with a little tool and that and get the plaque, tartar build up off his teeth. And we use all sorts of dentist sticks, and he has bone and what have you, but it's not enough. No, and you get certain bits of it. So, yeah. Opening up her port markets could be a very lucrative on only... Oh, God's sake. Thanks, Marcus, biggest fan. Thank you. Oh, they all please boot the old like button, because you think it might help the channel, but you never know, do you? You know, maybe that little bell icon, because you get a warm fuzzy feeling in your pocket every time I upload another video. Yeah, I've been uploading a lot more recently. I'm just doing a bit running gun videos, really, because it's just... I could sit down and edit them and do all that sort of stuff, but by the time I've done all that, the moment's lost. You know? Literally lost. Because the problem with news without doing, with this type of content, if you don't get out reasonably quick, but even then you got to go with, you can put like 3 videos up a day, otherwise you end up with they don't get notifications, and half the time I get notifications anyway, do you? So yeah, my videos are performing really badly at the moment. I had 1 or 2 good ones, but most of them are really bad. So I do wonder why I do it, but hey, I quite like doing the lives with you guys and gals, to be honest. Nigel is on our screen. Press dislike. He is an awful, awful, awful creature. I was going to say human being, but I wouldn't go as far as that. But isn't that quite funny that old Nige just snapped his fingers and his devoted Richard Lice steps aside? Well, why is that, I wonder? It's because it's not really a party that's run. It's not democratic, is it? No. It's whoever's got the most shares. That happens to be Nigel Farage. Richard Lice he loaned them quite a bit of money, several million, 5 or 15 million, a lot of money anyway, to the company, for which he's got 30% shares, and Nigel Farage has control. So he doesn't have to snap his fingers. Nigel Farage doesn't have to do it. He just says this is how it is, because he's got the controlling share. How is this democratic? You know? I know Rishi Sunak wasn't voted in. No. Okay, Liz Truss wasn't really voted in, only by the flippin' members. But at least there was some voting. Nigel Farage said, I want to be leader again. I'm back. You have to step aside. They got no choice, because he's got control. Tyson got control. So, yeah. So Richard ties hands over the reins, as we already know, of the Reform Party after single-handedly fronting, funding and running it. Until the moment anyone actually cared. So yes, Tice reformed, he did. Nigel Farage's last attempt to break his general election duck 7 innings without troubling the scorers was the week's big moment. And thoughts, please, for the new reform leader Richard Tice, who's handed Nigel Farage the party reins after almost single-handedly fronting, funding and running it. To be fair, though, to Nigel Farage, even though I hate his guts, Nigel Farage can actually, for all the wrong reasons, gain more votes. He has a following. People, for some strange, bizarre reason, there's people out there who love him. So I don't get it. No. In fact, I'm very concerned for those people who think Nigel Farage is lovely, think he's the best. Because I really do not get it. I don't understand why people are taken in by that snake oil salesman, as Steve Stephen Flynn put it in the debate. There's no getting away from it. Stephen Flynn had him down to a T. That he did, you know. But I suppose you could just... She's like, yeah. She's like, no, yeah.
Nigel's a model, you know what I mean, and he does his little turn on the catwalk. On the catwalk, yeah, he does his little turn on the catwalk. Get him off, Nigel. Oh, too sexy for my cat. Too sexy for my cat. Poor pussy. Poor pussy cat. Oh, too sexy for my love. Love's going to leave me.
But
No, but. Yeah, sorry about that, I just couldn't resist. So anyway, thank you very much, Marx's biggest fan, what you're saying up here. Don't edit, just chat. Much more immediate, much more personal. Lots of people here. I said lovely. And how dare you not reply to texts during the stream? What texts? Have I got a text? Where am I? There's a phone. Have I got a text? I have. Oh, so I have. Oh. You were looking well, sir. Oh, thank you. Says Mark's biggest fan. Oh, behave. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Text him back. Darn it. Didn't even see it. I didn't get a notification. I didn't go ping or anything anyway. I don't think it did. Thank you, my friend. I just realised my glasses matches my t-shirt. Right. So, these people do like to lie, don't they? Again and again and again. Unbelievable they are. Where it be? Nigel Farage. Okay, yeah, should I play that? I could play that again. Okay. Oh, no, should I? Oh, look, there he is.
It's just gone through 40.
It's only 14 seconds.
Membership went through 30,000 last weekend. Today, within the last hour,
he's raking it in.
40,000.
He's made 25 quid a time, right? Going into his pocket, effectively. Just like this dodgy, you know, up the rah. Video
membership went through 30,000 last week.
What foul human? I was just saying, he got human being, but he isn't, is he? Now, right honourable, the Dane Doris thinks the fact that David Cameron was plugged in as a lord to be our foreign secretary or whatever he might be. She says, I've always said that Cameron was popped into the Lords and into senior ministerial post for a reason. I thought maybe it was to replace Sunak at an earlier stage. The rumours around tonight that Sunak's about to fall on his sword. I'm just going to borrow it from Penny Mordaunt probably. Anyway, on his sword. And there are no MPs, only ministers. If Sunak does resign, any replacement would have to come from within ministerial ranks, apparently, according to her. Well, what a funny person. I think what she needs is a bit of dare penis or something, you know. She likes a bit of that. She's not chewing on those sheets, I've heard. So, this is quite interesting. You're talking about Brexit and all the lies and stuff like that. John Nicholson had something to say from the SNP. And this was in Radio 4 broadcast. And in this section here, I'm not going to do all of it, obviously.
I think everyone in this room knows the reason taxes went up is because we had two once-in-a-century events. A pandemic followed the day it finished by war in Europe and massive surge in energy costs.
And Brexit.
We gave out...
And Brexit.
We gave out... which the country voted for in the largest democratic exercise for many, many years.
People have the right to change their minds. That's the nature of democracy.
But if I could conclude, well, now, the truth is, we're in the longest recession per person since records began 70 years ago, and that's because you've got the highest taxes, the highest spending, the worst outcomes, because we've had a huge population increase that no one voted for, and we've got 9 million people economically inactive. It's a disaster.
And Brexit.
Hang on, Alison.
It's all he's got to say.
Have you noticed, John?
Hang on.
Have you noticed, John?
We're talking about Brexit. The Labour Party...
Well, you're talking about
the
Brexit.
Labour Party... Well, the audience...
You're the only one talking about Brexit,
yes,
John.
Yes, and the audience want to talk about Brexit, as you can see from the reaction of the audience.
Obviously. It's a taboo, isn't it? It's a taboo. Don't talk about the Brexit.
Can we also come to the point of the question? Hang on, Richard. Can we also come to the point of the question, which was about the plans of the parties to tackle this issue, the SNP's plans?
This week on Question Time, which is a television programme for those of you who are a Radio 4 audience, Fiona Bruce put up her hand and tried to get one person who thought that they'd benefited from Brexit. Not one person put up their hands. Labour has got to stop saying there's no case for rejoining. There's a huge case for rejoining.
Fair enough, of course there is. Massive case. It ain't going to happen anytime soon, but, there's a massive case for rejoining. If you don't try, you're never going to get anywhere, are you? Got to give it a go, maybe. Flippin' hell, do something. Maybe that's... It could be worse. We could have... what's he doing? Who's that? That's Jonathan Carlos. Isn't that guy a drug dealer beside him? I think so, yeah. Apparently, yeah. Okay. Well, this is Stephen Flynn during the debate. And he also was... he was very coherent, At least he didn't get talked over too much. So this is old Stephen Flynn. There he is. He polishes his head.
We know the damage
better than that wig
caused to the economy as a result of Liz Truss's mini-budget, but I'm afraid the challenges facing the economy are much deeper than that. Firstly, there's austerity. 14 years of austerity, and I must re-emphasise the fact that there's £18 billion worth of cuts baked in, which neither the Labour Party nor the Conservative Party are being honest about. Instead, they're having the worst of Westminster argument between them tonight, instead of being honest with you about the fiscal outlook going forward. But there's also a conspiracy of silence on one other issue, and that's Brexit. Because Brexit has impacted the economy more than the COVID pandemic. It has put your food bills up completely unnecessarily. It has been an unmitigated disaster for the economy. And that is why at this election you need to ignore the snake oil salesman who delivered Brexit, and you need to challenge the Labour Party and the Conservative Party about why they aren't seeking to rejoin the single market, why they aren't seeking to double down on making sure that we return to freedom of movement, and why we aren't investing in our renewables future.
And our exports are at a record high.
Penny, you know for a fact that Brexit has wiped £40 billion worth of tax receipts out of the UK economy. You did that because you were terrified of Nigel Farage. The worrying thing for me, though, is it's not Nigel. It's the silence of the Labour Party when it comes to the damage of Brexit. Silence on £18 billion of cuts, silence on Brexit. The public deserve better, and the SNP will provide it.
There you go, look. The SNP. Looks like Mary Curie. Oh, dear me, what a flippin' mess. Oh, will we ever get our... Well, will we get our rejoin? Or join? It's not really a rejoin, not now, is it? We'll be starting from fresh, really. What about your old chum Dumph, lizard boy? Man of the people who has only ever worked in the city, using other people's money to enrich himself. That's pretty much what old...
Smaller in number, are we? But larger in mind.
Oh my God, I got a little bit about Boris Johnson. Oh my God, and Bennett. What a foul man he is. He'd take no Keir Starmer, he did. Sunak is loyalty to his pockets. Exactly. It is literally that. loyalty to his pickpockets, thinking of making a soft toy, the Brexit elephant, and sign on it and say they ignore me. Cheers, Alistair. They ignore me, Mark. They ignore me, yeah. Flipping now. When you can, so many people now, you get these debates and what have you. You mentioned Brexit, you know, how shit it is, and everyone's, someone's speaking about it at last, you know. And now it's like, oh, these people, these politicians, sorry, they just don't want to speak to it about it at all. It certainly wasn't.
We got an oven-ready deal. Put it in the microwave.
It wasn't. No. It was ready as bringing out the turkey, the frozen turkey, the day before Christmas. So. And then you got Donald Trump. Steve Bannon's apparently got a report to jail by the 1st of July to, 4 months, apparently. Not apparently, it's what he's been told. Whether he's going to appeal and try and get out of that one, I don't know. But apparently he's got a report to jail. And that's for his part in the riots, Capitol Hill riots. But what about Donald Trump and the Capitol Hill riots, you know? And his part, inciting him. That's pretty much what he did, isn't it? I can't keep giving you treats. Dogs, eh? Blimey. Although, I have to admit, I do love them, because they are rather lovely, I must admit. And although I said saying to Caroline earlier, I don't know if we'll have dogs once, you know, we lose, you know, when we lose these guys, you know, there you go. And little Pandora, don't it? We probably wouldn't have dogs for a while because we want to go places. And the thing is, you see, we've never put these dogs in kennels, never, and we would never do that. I wouldn't do it to an animal. That's not something that we can do. So it makes it very difficult to go anywhere. Got limited our ability to travel. There's places we want to go, so we're going to get that out of our system next. But you know, it might be a few years yet. Hopefully, it's forever. Hopefully. I wonder if I can get them frozen. Is that possible? Look at his little face. Huh? He loves me. Sometimes a little bit too much. He gets a little bit frisky. Yeah, little thing comes out. Horrible. Anyway. Oh boy. Man. Oh God. I'm really struggling with my voice these days. You probably noticed that. I mentioned this before, actually. If you listen to some of the older videos, my voice is totally different. And it's the link between my thyroid and my fibromyalgia. Basically, my vocal cords all shot. I blame the channel. It's your fault. Hello, Janet Carpenter. Bannon. Oh, he's a horrible man. Yeah, what's going on with his face? So I'm not right there. He did a hissy fit, didn't he, at LBC once? That was fun to listen to. The Red Tories bow down to your imperial masters. Hello, Top Smoke, hope you well. There is no rejoin, there's just apply. Exactly. I mean, it was Article 49, is it? Yeah, Article 40. Is that for 49? Yeah, Article 49 to apply, and then obviously it's Article 50 to leave. So we'd have to go through the process just like any other country. And unfortunately, we've pushed ourselves, or not we have, the Tories are put in such a place where it makes it very difficult to join. Which is a bit unfortunate. So, what can we do? Nothing really. She'll suffer. Get rid of the programme, folks. Free market economy. Yeah, that's about it's about competition, isn't it? Free market competition. How we bring the prices down with competition. Whoever manages to sell the most, because it isn't always about price, so is it? Sometimes about quality and about service as well. More and more people create, obviously, if they can, that is, if they can afford to, want to have backup. They want to have service. There's one of the problems when you keep buying stuff from China that has very little backup. You buy stuff from Temu, for instance. You try sending anything back to Temu. They say you can, but it's a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. And they expect you to pay the postage. A travel channel. There's quite a lot of travel channels out there. I could do a travel channel. I got the old camper, and eventually we'll get it on the road. Do you know, we're just about to get the old CT done on it, like an MOT, and the flipping fuel pump has gone. No? Because it's been sitting there, everything's sitting, yeah, the one in the tank. So, I've managed to free it up once, and it's seized again, so it's a bit of I need a new fuel pump for it, unfortunately. But we're going to do it the next couple of months, we're going to have that on the road. So I could do a travel channel. Maybe I can do, like, travel politics. I start interviewing some French people in my broken French. That'd be interesting. God, I'd have to piss take that, maybe, wouldn't I? Especially if I can't speak properly, you know. I can't reach. My treble's gone. I just can't get there. It just, like, my voice just, like, stops. So if I try and... I have to be aware of it all the time. If I try and get that note, it's just not there. It's just gone. Plus, with the fibre, I constantly got, like, mucus type build. I have to have this stuff. What do they call it? Actor soufflé. To try and keep my keep it clear. It's not infection or anything. It's just overproduction. Hormones. It's all about the whole hormones. Talking about boobs next and hairy boobs. No, that's yeah. I have hairy boobs. Anyway, Bannon is a leper. Quite possibly. The EU want a guaranteed consensus before they even would contemplate it. They want to know what's going on in the UK. They're going to want to know that people actually want it. And do we even need the Brits? That is a very good question. The other thing is, when you consider, like, for instance, my neighbour, okay, the one who's gone down the old rabbit warren, that she has, right wing. Although she says she's a socialist, I think she's gone to the right. Maybe got so far left, she's actually shaking hands with the right now. But anyway, she's a flippin' nutter. Like I say, she's lovely apart from that. But anyway, she reckons that Boris Johnson is the Prime Minister. Just like those nutters in the United States. Sorry, gingers, if you're here. You know, there's nutters in the United States who think Donald Trump is still the President of the United States. And Biden's a puppet. Not Trump's puppet. No, he's a puppet. Don't buy from Timu. They treat their suppliers terribly, and in turn, they treat their workers terribly, and they harvest your data. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? That's where they make their money. And under influence with CP. Yeah, the other thing is Temu is likely to get quashed somewhat here in the EU, since well, they're on the back regarding data. What you're saying about data and what have you. And they're selling practices. You know, like, for instance, what they do is, like, they always tempt and tease. That's illegal here. So, yeah. And also be misleading. What they do is they have, like, say, for instance, I know you buy a hat, and it's in 4 different colours, for argument's sake. There'll be one colour there that would be the price that they're displaying it at. But if you click on the other colours, you talk about colours, you know, they could be like 3 or 4 times dearer. You know, it's across all sorts of products. It's just misleading. And what they do is they have pictures on there that show like 20 of or something. One they're actually saying it's just 1 or something, or it's 2. So it misleads you again on the price. So yeah, it's all about these catch 'em tactics, which is illegal here. They call it catch 'em tactics or something like that en français. I'm making plans for it if Dorney wins in November. Yes, Scarborough. Duck and cover. I don't know what you're going to do. Just crikey, do it quick. Before you put your pump in, you probably should drain your tank to see if all the garbage. Quite possibly, because being a camper, they don't get used much. It's only done like 18,000 miles, 22,000 kilometres or something. That's something like that. It's 2008, but the mileage is really low. It hasn't been used that much before we got it, and so there is a possibility. Maybe it's clogged up in size. Maybe we took the pump out last time we had a problem, and what I did is I just I flashed it across a power supply. And also it kicked back into life again. But I tried it this time. Didn't want to know, unfortunately. Never mind. One of the things that I think the best option is to. I'll take it out again, give it another good look. But the actual thing that holds it in the big nylon ring that goes on top of it's a plastic tank on that, that holds it into place is deformed as well. So I need another one of them because it's really hard to get back on. Really hard. Anyway, that's a bit off point there. I'm making plans. Make your plans quick. I'm fine with Temu. Now, the thing with Temu is what I tend to do is if I do buy anything on there, it's always stuff that I know is fairly straightforward and they can't really get it wrong. Like tick tools for the dogs. I bought like three packets of tick tools, so it's like 9 tick tools. And that was what, about €3 or €4, including the postage? They include the postage on that one? Free postage? How the hell do they make money? Obviously, like Lee Corn was saying, it's all about the data, honey. China uses developing countries status for free postage. I did not know that, Alice Duncare. Is that in the EU you talk about, or are you talking about in the UK? A developing country. How is so winging that one? Sure, it's down to the country they're getting free postage with to make that decision. That's nuts. The amount of stuff they send over here, that must be costing, say, for instance, our postal service, La Poste, it'll be costing an absolute fortune. If Trump wins, the population of Canada and Mexico will triple, and the Mexicans will have to build a wall. And Donald Trump will be paying for it. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Oh, there. Oh, there's a couple of great Channel 4 dispatches, documentaries about Temu and Xi'an. Yeah, there's Germany has got some court. I think they're taking them to court, actually. Germany's taking Xi'an and Temu to court. I think that's right. They had the websites analysed, and the way that they are more like gaming sites. What with a flippin' spinny roulette wheel at the beginning, so try and click on that. You've got to try and get rid of that first before you get to get into what you're searching for. I think once you get your head around it, you're less likely to get suckered. But I did buy a couple of bits and pieces on there to make videos of, like, for instance, Forstner bits and stuff like that. And not the word of a lie, it was a 40mm Forstner bit, and it drilled a 42mm hole. And not because the Forstner bit was 42mm, it's because the Forstner bit and the shaft weren't in line. So it kind of wobbled. Make a good video, though. Yeah, make Donnie pay for it. That's what you got to do. Xi'an. That's pronounced Xi'an. I don't care. Don't shoot as far as I'm concerned. Like the Slim Shady I am. Whatever you say, I am. I'm back. Slim Shady. God. Gotta love Eminem. Okay, is he gay? I don't know. Another thing you should do with fuel pumps is never run your tank too low because it's a cooling mechanism as well. It makes a lot of blooming sense. That does. I didn't know that, but that's very true. I can imagine that. The other thing is a lot of these tanks and vehicles and boats and what have it are quite flat. Because they're flat, you've got a lot of surface area, so you can get a lot of sludge and stuff. Not so much a problem now because they put detergents and stuff in the fuels, but in the olden days, you used to get a thing called diesel bug. Yeah, it's like it foams up your diesel, and it gets into your filters and stuff, with our glass bowl filters, the old ones, and then the engine stops. So you've got to bleed it all through. Worldwide, Marcus, okay, they say that they are developing countries, so the World Trade give... so the World Trade give them free postage. Flippin' hell. That's ludicrous. Trump was literally foaming at the mouth the other day. Did you see it? He wasn't very happy with the fact he got sentenced. I learned it was called pronounced Xi'an from the Channel 4 documentary. Okay, I just thought you tried to be clever. Hi again, Grant Sloan. Thought you had forgotten about us. Oh. Nice to see Grant Sloan there. Hey, Mad Monk 33, did see you here, my friend. Hope you're well. The cat I see, that. Oh, let's jump up and down. The cat I did see that, and Slow the cat. Slow the cat, I did see that, and I had to throw up. Ugh. All right. Slow the cat. What did he say? Oh, if you just joined, then you're lucky you missed it. Oh, Froggy and his striptease. Oh, it might happen again since you're here. And maybe a Chinese child spinning around. You spin me. Joe Lefty Boat says, don't you talk to me about Diesel Bug. Who on air even knew it was a thing? Oh. You can get a bug and Diesel. A guy I used to work with, and also a friend from Gott's family in Norfolk. He used to build like horse boxes and stuff, and so you'd get like old flatbed lorries and truck and convert them into horse boxes, big proper fancy things, yeah. And anyway, one day his arm just swelled up after he'd had all this diesel all over his arm. He had cuts on his hands and that as well, and his arm just swelled right up in the hospital. You could have killed him. It's like an anaphylactic shock, you know. It's diesel bug cutting. It's flipping hell. I never seen anything like it. I mean, it was like a balloon. His whole arm was like literally all swollen, and it was like it sort of originated at the elbow and like swelled up like that at the elbow and at the wrist. It was bizarre. It looked like Popeye, Sailor Man, but he just had his spinach. Oh, I'm working and lurking, says Regan and Lee. Did you get a job yet, or are you just working on your channel, Regan? Lots of police tonight down by the store. Driving up to the next village from mine. Gave a thumbs up to one driving back. Return disrespect. Oh, I got that. Right. Where was I anyway? You distracted me again in the chat. You did. Yeah, I got all distracted. Right, so. I have to be careful with this one because we know about the lies, don't we? All right, there's been a lot of lies floating about. Rishi Sunak's been pushing the lies out. Penny Baldon has been pushing the lies out. All the other politicians have been pushing the lies out, and so has Tom Hanks. Not that Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks. Oh, should we listen to him?
I think it's a very reasonable assumption, you know, and if you think Labour's going to win, it's time for you to start saving because they're absolutely going to hit you with higher taxes.
Do you accept that the public were misled?
No,
when it was claimed that that Treasury officials had signed off those calculations, when the most senior Treasury officials said, no, they hadn't.
No,
because it was a lie. I'm going to have to keep dragging it up, you say. I hope I don't get demonetised, all right? So he's trying to make out now that the letter was worded in such a way that the Tories were actually telling the truth.
Do you accept that that was misled?
No, because if you read the letter from the Permanent Secretary, he confirms that normal practice was carried out and the individual policies were costed.
OK, shall I read?
So now she's got to read the letter out, which clearly states that he's lying.
Servants.
This assessment should not be presented as having been produced by the civil service.
Oh, really? Are you saying a Tory has lied through his teeth?
Civil servants were not involved in the production or presentation of the Conservative Party's document or in the calculation of the total figure used, and we have told ministers not to say
but so. They did cost each individual policy that we then added up. So all of the individual policies were costed by Treasury civil servants. So I think the Prime Minister was absolutely
doubling down on the lie. That's what they're just doubling down on the line, trying to push. You know, some people say, don't you know? Some lies, no way. They'll tell a lie so many flipping times they end up believing it themselves. I don't think they believe it.
Absolutely straight. He was right to tell everybody what's coming. If Labour wins, £2,094 tax bill for your average family.
What a low point.
OK, Shabana.
Come on, Mark.
Come on, then.
Come on, Mark. I mean, you could have started the show today by engaging with the question and actually saying that truth and integrity do matter. And all you've done is compound what was a straight-up lie told by the Prime Minister.
She missed the professionalism, didn't she? Yeah. And on my actions and that as well. Yeah, judge me on my actions. And they'll just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, hoping that it will land with some of their base. I think people aren't listening anymore. Personally, I don't think they are. I think they've already made their minds up.
You know, the Prime Minister was told that he shouldn't say what he said, and he knew that before he went into the leaders' debate, and he still said it anyway. And, you know, I'm old enough to remember that when this Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, took office, he said he was going to turn the page on Boris Johnson's leadership. He's just ripped the page out of the Boris Johnson playbook, which is just go on and lie with confidence and hope that you can fool the British public. It's not...
Literally, that's exactly what they've been trying to do. Fool the British public. They're not listening anymore, are they? No. They really are not listening anymore.
I pledge that I will serve you with integrity and humility, and I will work day in, day out to deliver for the British people.
Integrity! Yeah, we judged you. We judged you, yeah. You've been left wanting. You have.
Acceptable, Mark, and actually you know and I know that most of those assumptions that went into those so-called costings, which they were told by Treasury officials not to use, were incorrect, and one of them on dentistry is actually their own policy. So that's how well they've done their own homework. They've included things that are their own policy. You can't trust a word the Prime Minister said on Tuesday. You can't trust anything Mark has just said now. And I think it actually demeans politics. Sometimes it's OK to say, do you know what? We got that one wrong and we're sorry. And that's one thing that
I gave you all the detail of the costings we produced. They have been costed by Treasury civil servants. The bit that we did was add them up.
They're saying don't put the calculations in our name. That you know that's
no,
what they're saying.
No, they didn't.
Let me just.
Still doubling down on the lie. That's foul. Absolutely foul. Thing about lies is, you see, for start, you always got to remember them, haven't you? You really have. And sometimes these flipping toys, they like either they're lying by omission, but they do is kind of like, let's dive into the world of lying. Yeah, I think my brother-in-law was he was a compulsive liar. I've had my fair share of compulsive liars, and quite frankly, that ain't fun until you wake up to it and you realise, hang on, what's going on here? My brother-in-law would send emails. What, 'cause he worked with me, you see. He used to have a radio station, and he used to send these emails out to everybody, including myself. Oh, we just got this contract, just got that contract. And when I looked at it, all the IPs were his own. I pinged them. See where his emails had come from. Come from him. The ones to him had come from him. I didn't trust him. You see, now those of you who think that, leaving out sort of crucial details as well isn't lying, well, he's bugged up really, because it is. It's that sort of land of half-truths and selective memory. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Because it's sometimes, you see, we cloak the lies behind the truth. And then you win people over. Is there a problem with immigration? Yeah, I'll hands up. There is a problem with immigration. And the problem for me with immigration is the fact that it's given these right-wing nut jobs giving them a lift. It's giving them to show off their platform, off their soapboxes. Tell everybody this is why you're worse off. Protest votes, like someone was saying earlier. And you got, say, lying by omission. And yes, there's a bit of a delightful act where you conveniently leave out the important bits to make sure that everyone gets the wrong idea. It's about deception. It's the art of saying, I didn't lie. Now, a bit like Boris Johnson's master of that, but more recently he just outright lies, and it just doesn't really give any thought to it. And half the time these people, they don't remember the flipping lies. It takes somebody to bring up a video of them lying in the past, and then they still say, oh, that's not me. They might as well say that, because they just carry on with the lie. Don't deviate from the lie. You always got to remember your lies, though, you see. See, while you might masterly deceive everyone around you, imagine telling half the flippant story, but the missing half is the plot that twists and changes absolutely everything. How charming. And that's the thing about my brother-in-law. He was actually quite charming. He was. He had the gift of the gab. He could win people over. Until you actually know what they're really about, like Nigel Farage, we all know what he's about. We know what he stands for. That's why we don't believe what he has to say. And we just don't like what he says anyway, to be fair. But for us, you could argue that's confirmation bias on our part. Sometimes, that's why we need proportional representation. Actually, I was saying earlier, immigration was the problem. Actually, the fact we haven't got proportional representation is the problem. If you look at the Netherlands, what have you, at least they've got proportional representation, for argument's sake. And okay, the right-wing parties are gaining strength, but at least the people had a say. But they're lying as well about stuff, aren't they? Now, some folks out there, I suppose, they do argue. Oh, but I didn't lie. I just didn't tell the whole story. Oh, congratulations. You should win a gold medal. In mental gymnastics, I suppose. Sure, you don't need to include every minor detail. Of course you don't. But, the guts of it, you need to. Otherwise, it's just selective storytelling, I suppose. And it changes the outcomes of the story, or how it's understood. It's deception. They're deceiving you, for instance. Let's say you're telling your new romantic partner you've just left a long-term relationship. Sorry, Caroline. Sweet, right? Yeah? Oh, but before to mention, it was just a marriage. Just a tiny oversight, But you're just out of your little tiny, relationship. In my case, it's over 30 years. Or how about accepting a dinner invite from a friend and casually leaving out that you've been there before? It's someone they can't stand. Marvellous. And by I suppose, is it personal favourite? Maybe a personal favourite. Telling your partner you had a great time at golfing with some friends, but skipping the part that you ran into your ex. And a bit hanky-panky, maybe. I don't know. Picking up the golf balls on the shooting range. What would you do with the golf balls? Oh, anyway, that's another story. Maybe that's a different channel. Well, so what is lying by admission? Well, I suppose it's the fine art of just cherry picking the bits you want them to do, what bits you want to tell them, the facts, to paint a completely misleading picture. No. Oh, crikey wheels again. Hayley Hicks. I think it's Hayley Hicks. Anyway, she's a licensed clinical social worker in Texas. I was reading about it last week. Anyway, she put it so giving half the story, with missing the half, but the missing half being the critical bit, but the foundations of the story. It's like a beautiful manipulation of truth, often used to dodge those pesky, uncomfortable conversations. I've been there, with my family as well. Members of my family, such as my brother-in-law and others. They're compulsive liars. They just can't help themselves, and often they're lying for no real gain. Lying for lying's sake, just to big something up. Problem is, next week they're forgotten, Anyway. Well, that Hayley, she did put it much more elegantly than I could, to be fair. But then there was research back in 2022 that shows that people think lying by omission is a lesser evil compared to outright lying. I actually think it's pretty darn dangerous. Especially the part where you're using the lies to hide the truth. That's pretty much lies by omission. No. Using the truth to hide the lies. Blah. It kind of comes under the same umbrella, doesn't it? You know, it's like clutching on people's heartstrings on certain things that be worrying them. Oh, you haven't got a job, no? Oh, okay, sorry about that. That's because that this Joe Bloggs over there. He came in on a boat, you know. He took your job. Well, probably still in a hotel somewhere, but you know. The thing is, why are you wasting all this flipping time crafting all these half-truths? You've got to remember that a lie doesn't need to cause massive harm to be a lie. It's still a lie. It just needs to be intentionally dishonest. But it takes time and energy. And the Tories are doing all the flipping time. And obviously Keir Starmer seems to be flipping lying about certain, especially regarding I've told you before, I'm no fan of Diane Abbott, but yeah, the way she was treated, that was terrible. It was shocking. And we find out that Keir Starmer knew about it back in December, and 6 months later, just because the general election's been announced, all of a sudden, shit, what do we do about Diane Abbott? It seems. Well, it looks like she's standing now, so there's too much pressure. Power in numbers, you could say. I can imagine the letters they got coming into their MPs about that. It was just wrong. Even Angela Rayner got hold of his goodies, didn't she? Yeah. You can't do that. You can't treat people like that. So anyway. So next time, I suppose, guys and gals, if you're thinking about lying, what have you, and they're not mentioning that tiny but rather pivotal detail, remember you're just avoiding the truth. You're just dancing around, aren't you? With the grace of a professional bullshit. Pretty much. When I was working with my brother-in-law on a radio station, basically we had equal shares, yeah, limited company, Pulse Global. It's only global because we managed to sell a franchise to one of somebody in the United States. Basically, unsigned radio station. We used to do a lot with bands and stuff, you see. Anyway, and he couldn't help himself. And all he saw was pound signs. That's all he saw. All he thought about is the pound signs. And not about, I don't know, like Field of Dreams, you know. Build it and they will come, you know. Kevin Costner. And it's pretty much what you've got to do with that sort of thing, because this particular radio station, it was back in, crikey, when was that again? I think we found it back in 2004. 2004? Anyway, it was before the Spamming Act came in. There I was. I was harvesting emails. I wrote a little bit of software that allowed me to get into. It was before the security was much beefier. I could get into Microsoft servers. I could get into the BBC, and we just go in and just harvest emails. 150,000, 200,000 emails a day I was sending out. And basically, all we're sending out, basically, we've got this radio station and we're looking for unsigned bands. Send us your demos and what have you. And we were getting demos every single day, 100, 150 demos every single day. And it was an eclectic mix, all right across the boards, from from classical music right through to death metal, screamo and all that sort of stuff. It was it was actually really good. Leona Lewis, we were the first radio station to play her music. I've still got a demo somewhere. My blooming camera's frozen again. So they were very interesting times. They were. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Why does it keep freezing? Something to do with the USBs. It's probably something to the computer, not the camera, actually. So anyway, we had Leona Lewis shouting for girls. Back then, a long time ago. And it was basically an online radio station at the early days of the internet, where we had just ISDN lines and stuff. And where we were, if you search Pulse Global Limited, originally we were Pulse Radio, then it was Pulse Rated, Pulse Unsigned, and it was Pulse Rated, then it's Pulse Global. That wasn't my idea. That was just silly. I understand change from Pulse Radio because I was already a Pulse Radio in the UK up north somewhere. So anyway, I digress. So lying is a stupid thing to do, and it just makes you look. But just stupid. people who lie like that, are they narcissists and maybe a sociopath even? Just to double down on that. It makes them very untrustworthy and rather manipulative. You know, pathological liars. I'm not saying maybe even just a sociopath. It's quite sad, isn't it, really? It's delusional, isn't it, really? You think you're going to get anywhere with that. People, it catches up with you. That kind of thing, it just catches up with you, and eventually you just get to a point where you either got to come clean, or you just disappear yourself. Because nobody around you will listen to you. You know, sociopath and narcissist, and they look straight in your face, don't they? Deny, and they just look at you with hate and contempt. Daring in their eyes. They walk away. There's no, quite frankly, a lot of these people, a bit like these right-wing nut jobs, there's no negotiating with these people, like the Brexiters, you know, there's no real negotiation. You don't turn people like that. They have to learn off their own accord, you know. Shit, I'm worse off. Oh, damn, I can't afford my mortgage. Why is that? Oh, maybe it's Brexit, maybe. They need to be convinced on their own terms. Me telling them ain't going to do nothing. It really isn't. They just feel they're going to be... They just feel they've been told off. Oh, you're a very naughty boy. It's almost like... It's also, it's confirmation bias, isn't it? You're people who believe so deeply in what they believe in. They're just looking for people who agree with them. So they get that confirmation bias. So much of that. I suppose you could argue the same with yourself, and maybe yourselves as well, where, you know, you kind of you refrain from chewing on the stuff you disagree with. And quite frankly, that's how you learn. You need to chew on the stuff you disagree with. You need to chew on the stuff from people like Nigel Farage. Quite comical anyway sometimes, but you know, we need to actually to understand. We need to sort of take that on board as well. That's what I think anyway. So. There's no having a relationship with these people. It's just they need to allow them to burn out, basically. And many of them already have, so I hear the Brexiters, that is. But you know, I actually find it very painful. You know, I do. So because why does a person still feel that they have to keep pushing like Mark Harper was doing? Pushing that lie, even though they've been shown proof, like from Fiona, you know, on Question Time, showing the proof, and they double down. It makes no sense. Anyway, I'll get a bit carried away here, aren't I? Jabbering on. What are you saying? Did someone mention drugs? Oh, please. I need some though. After all the news today. So that's California Dream right now. Cheers, buddy. Oh, I might go down a bit. There we go. Most women I have known could drink a man under the table. Not my missus, I'll tell you. She's probably she's teetotal. Occasionally has a glass of wine, maybe once a month, and then she's anybody. So I'll tell you, she's terrible. And not end up in a fight. Good point, actually. That's a very valid point. Although saying that, when I first met the missus, there was a nightclub called Tudor Hall, or Tudor House, on Rose Lane in Norwich. It's not there anymore. It was a nightclub anyway. And me and the missus went, it's the first night out actually. We went there, and I was dating somebody sort of, wasn't really dating, the week before. And she was there as well that night. And I was going there with Caroline. Yeah, that was interesting, I'll tell you. When we came out, she was fighting. Literally rolling around on the floor, pulling each other's hair. Not with Caroline, but with another girl. And that was interesting. Yeah. I'm talented, says Ruth Guthrie. Oh, are you? I used to like it too. Oh, God, what's going on? Mind you, I do like it when I expose it, Joe. They have flapped before running off. They have hissy fits because you've exposed their lies. Bill Silver says you can't rationalise with the irrational. Spot on. You can't. Sometimes you just got to let them fizzle out on their own. You know, people had already made their mind up about Brexit. No matter what people like me said, they're not going to be convinced, most of them. You might get the odd one or two, but the majority of people have just been sucked in by Nigel Farage, basically. They loved him. The other station was the Pulse of West Yorkshire. Cheers for that, I know it's Pulse Southern. It's a few years ago now. But it was pretty cool, because I was I was putting on gigs and stuff with these bands. We had bands come from all over the place. There was one band I got come in, I think it was a Norwegian band. And they were the cover act on this night. We had, the main act was Deltaville, which was also very good. The unsigned bands. But Love of the Gods came down from Norway. I think it was Norway. And they used to be signed by Island Records. And oh my Gideon. Flipping out. They were brilliant. I got their demos here, some as well. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Just the amount of flipping vodka we sold that night. Not we, but the pub that we. This was in the Ferryboat Inn. It was a little music venue, which has now been shut down because a load of the apartments got turned into flats, and they complained, and we couldn't get the Ferryboat Inn couldn't get the license back. And we were actually going to, at the time, we were looking at buying this place. We didn't know about this. Luckily, we didn't. And the reason we didn't is because how much money they want for the tables and chairs. Anyway, you digress. Well, that's a first. Okay, Simon Says. He's mocking me, he is. Simon Says mocking me. Grant says, in response to Joel, when, but not often, I come across a liar. It takes me time. Like I do with my Fox Hunt Saboteur family. And, oh my giddy aunt, really? Oh, Saboteur family! Ooh! Until I respond. I'm ashamed to say I have I've tried harvesting email back in the early 2000s, but I got threatened with having my BT dial-up connection being cut off before leaving it running overnight. Actually, at the time we were with Virgin on ISDNs, and we did get cut off. I quickly signed up with another one. I can't remember who it was. But you know what it was like back then. It was really quick to actually just sign up for another one. And we just signed up for another one, and we were back on within a couple of hours. The thing is, we were streaming from them via the internet on the ISDN lines. But later on, what we did is we actually... We had two ISDNs, 64 kilobits each, tiny, I know. But had two 128 kilobits. That was enough to stream radio quite comfortably. Eventually, we got an uplink at Kingston Media in London to Sky. So we had it on the Sky OPG for radio. At the time when there was the Bird channel, which is Bird Song on there as well. Anyway, we were on there as well. And it did give us a lot of kudos, you know. It cost us a lot of money. It was like $6,000 a month, I think it was. It was a lot of money. Plus the uplink and everything else we had to do. Because, you know, Kingston Media in London. Whereabouts was that again? North London. Anyway, we were uplinked from there, and I would log in via VPN. I'd just go in and then upload new tracks remotely onto the system, which I built. And that was all, that was all run on Linux at the time, and using software called Jazzler, which is basically radio. What's it called? Scheduling, radio scheduling software. Brilliant bit of software. That was expensive and all really expensive. And before it wasn't too bad because we could get past the security, security key for it. And then they did this thing where you had to have this plastic key you had to plug into your USB to actually make the software work. You couldn't do it without it. So we had to pay money. But not often I came across a lie and done that already. Here we come. Most women I have known could drink any man under the table. Done that already. That happened in Manchester after lockdown. Loads of people moved into the city centre. Then, as venues started reopening, and the new residents started complaining about the noise. This venue, called the Ferryboat Inn, had been there for decades, playing music. And before, basically what it was, these were all industrial buildings on the River Wensum in Norwich. Wensum, was it the year? Can't remember now. Anyway, and might be the year actually. Anyway, a lot of these they got converted into apartments right on the edge of the river. And they just say they didn't like the music. I have to admit, it was quite an eclectic mix. Mainly rock, you know. I'm sure you and Ruth Guthrie just make sure you sleep in your bed, not on the couch. What? Des Regan, yeah, we're doing the rewilding here in France. In fact, I need to get my grass cut. I can't put any more signs out at the moment because the grass is just up there. All right, until I got some gap in the weather, and we've got more trees. They've got to go in the ground very soon. We're going to have to keep watering them over the summer period as well, especially August sort of time. We'll have to keep watering them. So yeah, so we're busy with that. So it's good. I've got my laser now. I've got 2 lasers now. I've got a 3rd one coming. So I'm paid for them. It's on my woodworking channel. They like to send me lasers so I can actually do videos on these lasers. So it's pretty good. 3 lasers. Good ones as well. Not rubbish. Really good. Oh, you gonna Yuli Cadluga. Hello, nice to see you too. To see you nice. Recent that not all Americans have gone off the deep end. What about you, Gingers? Have you gone off the deep end yet? Bet you feel like it sometimes. Wouldn't be surprised. That's what Bill say. What have I missed? Far worse in America. Not only are they irrational, they also batshit crazy, and also have shitload of guns. Gingers, where do you keep your gun, Gingers? Man, you all got guns, you know, all of you. Certainly something, yeah, certainly is. You need to rent some goats at this point. Yeah, that eat the trees. I've had goats. I've had sheep. I've had goats. All right? And what happens is the sheep congregate, they're really sociable animals. They really are. They want to be near you. They're like dogs. Seriously, funny things, I'll tell you, sheep are. And in the evening, they're like jumping on each other's backs. And there's Ruby. She was huge. In fact, she had 5 lambs. 5. I think the record's 6. Anyway, she'd like to jump on the pygmy goats and on the little western sheep that we had as well. She'd like to jump on them, and she was a big old Suffolk. She's huge. And they're mad. When the sun starts going down, they come alive and they bounce around, all the crazy things they do. But they always congregate near you. So it's always where the nearest they can get to you. That's where they congregate. The problem with that is they always like munch the same grass all the time, which is bad for them because obviously they urinate on it as well. So we have to keep moving the fencing about it, like electric net fencing. I mean, you have to keep like blocking them into areas so they can eat that bit. They only eat the bit in the middle, you know. They never eat around the edges or anything like that. They only eat the bit in the middle. So you've still got to cut the flipping thing. All this thing, get sheep, it doesn't work. Believe you me. Get goats. No, goats will just eat all the woody stuff. Goats are great if you've got brambles or anything like that. They'll chew for that lot. But the grass they're not that interested in. They really aren't. Seriously aren't. Now, we had pygmy goats. And we had one oh, crikey. He was hilarious, he was, Elvis. And whenever we had kids come round, family members, all right, he had a party trick. He'd sort of twist around like that. His little pencil would come out and he'd squirt pee in his mouth. Seriously, I know, disgusting. Yes, my grass, it needs a Brazilian. It does. It needs a landing strip or something. I keep nibbling at it with the old mower. I'm getting through it, but it's a bit of a pain. It's a bit of a pain at the moment. And actually, it's costly. Cutting grass is expensive. I haven't got the right machine, you see. I've got a heavy-duty finishing mower. You know, it's not designed for cutting things that 3 foot flipping tall. You know, it's a powerful machine, but it's not designed for that. I need a topper. That's what I need. But I can't afford one. No. That means I've got to get a tractor. I can't afford one of them either. No. We're having a little conversation in between listening to Marcus. Oh, yeah, nice. Says Ruth Guthrie. A motorised scythe, like an Allen scythe. Yeah, the thing is, we've got just over 2 hectares here. And an Allen scythe is about 3 foot wide. And, yeah, it'll take forever. They are good though. I used to have one all hands 5 years ago, not here. A flail mower would be good. That would work. But I think a topper is simple, and it's the blades don't run that fast, but they're just the sheer momentum of them. They're just good for anything. They're brilliant. But you need a machine to run it. You see, that's the problem. Still have Grant Sloan's. Okay, I've still got hair, but I have just I just shave it since I can't use it long like I liked. Oh, okay. And yes, also I have some scars up there. Oh, crikey. Yeah, I just, I have got hair. It's all there, but it's like, I'm receding, obviously. But I just shave it off. I was trying to grow it a bit longer. I thought, bugger that. I have to, compromise on the beard. How long, all right, can I get this beard before I say, oh, crikey, I had enough of this? Yeah. I feel that's what I'm pushing. It's really weird. I can already keep a pencil in it. It's really handy, I could probably keep 2 pencils in it. I could probably put a hat on it. I don't know, I was like. Strange, eh? Strange. Marcus, the sheep know that they know that where you are, there's no electric fence and greater likelihood of extra food. Also, if you take to them, you might not. Well, we never ate them anyway. Caroline's vegetarian, so we weren't going to eat them. No, they were just Jack Black. Thanks for that, Lee Corn. Lee, did you realise I get 2, maybe 3 comments a day on my woodworking channel, Wally Bra. Oh, look, it's well, Jack Black's a carpenter or something. Oh, it's the British Jack Black. I get the silly comments I get every single day. I don't mind. I love Jack Black. I think he's a brilliant geezer. I think this guy's a genius, musical genius. It really is, and funny, really funny. And besides, he's growing his beard out here, isn't he? I tell you something, I wouldn't mind a Pick of Destiny though. Pick of Destiny would be great. The famous bed pencil test. Quite handy in the workshop, My ears don't hold a pencil. It's a good reason to grow a beard, isn't it? I've only got a 5-minute walk. Mark's the biggest fan. Thank you, goodness. Ooh. It's very funny. That one. Okay, where was I over here? Something I was doing over here. Done that one. Oh God, let's get rid. I'll get rid of some of these over here, so I know what's what. Done that. Oh crikey, Dean Doris. Oh crikey, done that. I do like John Nicholson of the SNP. What is it about SNP politicians? Like they talk a lot of sense. Can we have them in Westminster? Oh God. So Rishi Sunak, he's decided that no, you cannot have my WhatsApp messages. I know I mentioned it, but apparently the vaccine deal with Moderna was over 500 million that he's got invested in Moderna. Oh, but apparently we know that already, don't we? It's true. Oh crikey! Now people are getting to the point where they don't like Rishi Sunak, and why would you? I never did. In fact, I've done plenty of videos about Rishi Sunak from day one, and also I got somebody to send me a message once saying, "Don't careful, Marcus, what you say about Rishi Sunak. Their family is very powerful." Didn't stop me. Anyway, here we go.
But the NHS is disintegrating. I am one of 2,500 GPs in this country who are currently unemployed. But the NHS is disintegrating. I am one of 2,500 GPs in this country who are currently unemployed due to your policies. What are you going to do about that? 37,000 GPs will not vote Conservative because of the constructive dismissal of general practice that is currently occurring. Well, you cannot employ lesser qualified people instead of GPs. They cannot be replaced. The country is not stupid.
Well, no one, if I could answer.
Lesser qualified people are being used to conduct consultations, which are massively complex. Most people we see over the age of 40 have at least 6 different diseases going on at once. they cannot be coped with by half-qualified staff.
Most GPs spend more time on holiday than in surgery, love.
Oh, really? Is that so? You go to your surgery and you will find out how much they earn. The amount that they earn publicly declared on every website.
Ma'am, if you just mind, so my dad was a GP,
go.
but my mum was also
Oh,
a pharmacist. So that's the household I grew up in.
No, you didn't.
My parents dedicated themselves to primary care. I know a thing or two about it. I worked very hard in my mum's pharmacy.
No, you didn't.
And whilst we're supporting GPs, and actually right now supporting them with investment in digital telephony to make sure that we can make it easier
work
to
really
get
hard.
access to them, we are also making it
University.
easier for people to see other primary care practitioners to get the treatments they need. And that's where I'll respectfully disagree with you, because I do think it is right that people can now see their pharmacist to get medicines for seven common ailments.
Shut him up. Does she speak again or not?
Like care they need, but I want a pharmacist.
It's talk bollocks, isn't he? Absolutely flipping bollocks. The thing about your GP, sometimes, quite often, people go to the GP because they think they've got something minor wrong with them. They come out and find they've got something serious. You know, your GP knows you. Well, they do around here. Our GPs here is Claire and Leanne and Lillian, so and they've been our GP ever since we've been here. In fact, it'll be 14 years this year, this June. Yeah, this June, actually. Today. Okay, today. So that's how long we've been RG. They know us. They know if we're peeing up their bad. They know if we're problematic, we're hypochondriacs, what have you. They know us. And we get treated really well. We do really well. And I'll tell you the one thing we always do. I did the other day when I always thank them. So I really appreciate it, and I don't want to be a nuisance to that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I do. I really do appreciate it, and they get so much grief from people here as well, not just in the UK, but they do get a lot of grief. And in fact, when we were in the hospital the other day with Caroline, she's basically a consultant regarding her. She's a problem with her kidney, and she's been having a lot of UTI problems, and that's causing problems with her kidneys. Anyway, she's all right now, so. Anyway, we saw the consultant, what have you, and I asked him, and he was happy to explain to us exactly what was going on. Because Caroline had it in her head that one of her kidneys wasn't working properly. Needless to say, she was concerned and really worried. My God, can you go on like that sort of thing? You know what I mean? And obviously, you can work one kidney, but can you have one dodgy one? And she was sort of stressing herself out, and she was really stressy when she went in there. And he saw that, and he wasn't French. He was I would say he's probably Turkish. But anyway, he was a lovely guy. And he explained. He brought it up on the computer, and he looked through. She had a scan, and looked through the kidney, all the kidneys and the body. And he said, "No, everything's fine there. There's no problem there. The kidney's actually working. There's no problems." So she got the wrong end of the stick. So not because she misunderstood, but because she went with our other friend last time. The one I was talking about earlier, and the problem is with Vila, she's anti everything, and she didn't really pass the information across to Caroline very clearly. And Caroline cut hair, you see, she's got really bad hearing. She's about 60% down, so she struggles. Although she can read and write more French than she can. She just can't hear it, which isn't very helpful. And I can't even speak it properly. Anyway, I struggled to speak it properly in the first place. It's even harder now with this flipping voice things going on. Anyway, he was really nice. He was really helpful, and it put Caroline's mind at rest. When we asked the questions, he was happy to answer them, and we came out there understanding what was going on. And all of a sudden, Caroline was relieved. Because when she got the tests come back, it showed that the levels were too high in her urine test, and she was worried. She's panicked. Oh my God, what's going to happen now? Do I need an operation? But she went there, no, basically all you got here is inflammation. Your inflammation is high. But it's not necessarily just there. It could be somewhere else in the body. But yeah, anyway, that was fine. So, I thanked them, shook his hand, probably, and thanked them. I just think that means a lot to people. And that means a lot to me when people do it to me. When you get acknowledgement for your effort. And that you do appreciate them. Because just as we thought, the point was that when we went in there, you could hear the person who went to see him just French guy actually talking over him and what have you, and being just rude. They're saying some words I can't repeat. Anyway, so I think acknowledgement's important, and actually showing your appreciation in a sincere fashion is very, very important. And these Tories, they just don't know it, do they? They do not get it. Rishi Sunak certainly doesn't know about sincerity. He really doesn't. Serendipity. So I do find it very difficult. Now, talking about find very difficult, who's always been rather difficult, flipping.
Kipper!
That he is. What volumes do I? Yeah. Total. Was that really loud?
Kipper!
Oh, yeah, really loud.
Kipper!
That's a bit better. Sorry about that. So, Boris Johnson. Alexander Boris DeFeffel Johnson. He does his rounds. So he has his piece in the Crocky Daily Mail. He's writing the Telegraph and Spectator, various other places. And he's like, horrible piece of work. And he said the most foul things in the past, hasn't he? Regarding minority groups such as LGBT, might be gay, and like, Muslims and that, they've got letterbox bank robbers and God, what was the other one? That black people are Piccadilly Smiles or something. Anyways, foul man. Anyway, he's at it again. His old Boris Johnson. There he is. Now, I didn't know what this word meant. All I know, it was probably, I don't know, German or something like that, right? Schnorrer. And it's absolutely flipping disgusting. So this, anyway, so I hope I'm not being unduly prickly about this, but it made me uncomfortable when I understood what it was about. Flipping out, because if I got this right, Keir Starmer's missus, isn't she Jewish? Anyway, this was in the Daily Mail, and obviously it's not something I generally would read, but this popped up in my feed. I thought, what the hell is this? But sometimes even though I don't obviously, I was saying earlier, isn't it, about somebody's got to chew on the things you disagree with, to actually understand or even debate it. So there's this article in the Daily Mail, that article, okay, where Boris Johnson basically is about he's calling Starmer Schnorrer, and basically it's an insult, and that basically it's got, Boris Johnson is criticising Starmer over tax rises, and obviously Rishi Sunak's lie, the $2,000 and stuff like that. Now you'd think Boris or Alexander Boris DeFeffel Johnson would stick to the usual Starmer raising taxes or being all woke or something like that, yeah, all the usual classics. But no, he decided to go there. He did. He really did. He went there. He thought he'd get creative. Yeah. Now he warns us that if the Schnorrer gets in, he'll rob the UK of its newfound independence.
We got an oven-ready deal. Put it in the microwave.
Yeah, and all that jazz. Oh, independence. Anyway, he basically was saying he was going to turn this into the United Kingdom into the EU's punk. So, did I read that right? Thinking to myself, I did. Alexander Boris DeFeffel Johnson, in his infinite wisdom, has latched onto that word Schnorrer. Now just imagine Schnorrer, Starmer, plans to slink into number 10, he said, as silently as Larry the cat. You hear it, you Larry? Larry the cat. Then lock us back in the Brussels dungeon. It's very flowery with his words, isn't he? It's a bit melodramatic. But my detail here is that the word Schnorrer is a Yiddish word for beggar. And it's pretty offensive. Especially since Starmer's wife is Jewish. But who cares about sensitivity, eh? Especially everything that's going on at the moment in the Gaza and what, yeah. Now remember the uproar a year ago over the oh crikey, was it The Guardian? I think it was in the Guardian's cartoon of Richard Sharp. What about the Guardian's cartoon of Priti Patel? Oops. Anyway, the then BBC chairman, complete with his money boxes and tentacles, and Boris always on top of his game, always downhill. I would definitely recall that one in Sherwood, I'm sure. I'm sure. Boris of Sherwood. Boris. Anyway, given his own Jewish roots, Boris Johnson's got Jewish roots. And Turkish roots in England as well. Anyway, you'd think you'd know better, wouldn't you? But no. More sheep shops. Sheep. More cheap shots. More cheap shots. And cheap shoes for peasants or something like that. Anyway, you'd think you'd know better, but no. He doubled down, didn't he? So, this is much more fun for the Boris. Huh? Especially when you can get some, I don't know, sibilance in there, you know. Nobody's mentioning this, though. That's the thing. Well, they are now, a little bit, but there's a bit going on about it online. I was reading it earlier today, but it's there's a bit of a flagging around on Twitter, what have you, at the moment. Hence, this is a Twitter post. But, you know, let me know if you think it's appropriate, because I don't. I really don't. There's plenty of things to criticise Starmer for, but call him a Jewish beggar. Really? Huh? It's not just inappropriate, it's wrong, isn't it? You know? But that's Boris Johnson, he's done it all the way along, hasn't he? And he's got away with it. Even with that baggage, he managed to become Prime Minister. Don't take a lot, does it, these days, to become a Prime Minister, it seems. Liz Truss, for instance. Oh, sorry, Liz. Sorry, Liz.
That is a disgrace.
Sorry. Yeah. So what do you think of that? I just found that a little bit, how to put it, a little bit below the belt. And there's other connotations regarding the that word as well, which is a little bit. There's also, I think the word's used in Germany as well. Is it a German word? I think it is. What do you want, Dora? What's right over there? That's right. So, oh, I don't know, these flipping people. He's a big liar of the all, isn't he, as well? Just sort of. God, I don't hate many people, but I think everyone I hate is either a Tory or a Reform Party leader. Or even an ex-Reform Party leader. These people are horrendous, aren't they? The thing is, the solution is just to these people like to lie and deceive and whatever. He also went on about in his gimp suit with chewing on his rubber ball or something. He's going on about, you know, horrendous man. What's he saying? There we go. Let me show you. There you go. Boris Johnson, Keir Starmer, Schnorrer plans to slink into number 10 as silently as Larry the Cat and knock us back into the dungeon of Brussels like a ball-chewing gimp. It's a low blow, yeah. It is a low blow, isn't it? It's, what do you say? Oh, get that button pressed. That we do. I have an hour's drive to Scone in the morning. To Scone? Is it the Hyde of Scone? Or Scone? I still have hair, so Joe. Oh, let's go down. There we go. Oh, it is a German word. Thanks, $8. A Wade Johnson is Schlepp sick. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Can I translate it? Wade Johnson is a hind. Schloner sick donor the Schnorrer. What? Oh, anyway. So, yeah, okay, it's German. Thank you. I've tried 3 times to say that Bojo is, but you two won't have it. Probably not. Let's just imagine it together. Yes, he is. Yiddish is a lot of German words in it. If I listen to it slowly, I can understand it. It's like here, our local dialect here is patois. I don't think there's any correlation to French at all. It's horrendous. So what I do find is a lot of the French people here hate the Parisians. They really do. It's a bit like the Scots hate the Westminsters. Watching the EU Parliament live stream, and most comments are about immigration and nationalism. It's proven to be a massive issue. And I don't mean that immigration's a massive issue, but the fact that people think it's a massive issue has turned it into a massive issue, which has then just been used as a weapon. It's been weaponised. We'll solve your immigration problem. Shut the doors or stick them on the boat and send them back to France. Can you imagine that? But now the French, they'll be building gunboats down the channel. Jeremy Goff, hope you're well. Boris hasn't lost his touch for being a lying fool, I see, though. He certainly hasn't. No. He's just foul. Let's be honest, he is foul. Horrible, horrible man. But people voted for him. 2019 general election, what does it say about the majority of the British public who voted and gave him that 80-seat majority? For which the Tories have squandered. Literally squandered it. They haven't used it for the greater good, have they? They've been fighting Brexit for flipping God knows how long, and it still isn't done. Brexit isn't finished yet. We've got the EES coming in very soon, in October, 6th of October. You know, the electronic entry exit system, that's coming in then, and that's flipping out. They might be ready in the EU, and some countries are not, but we'll flip it out. I understand why they're doing it. It makes a huge amount of sense. But logistically, digitally, and getting all these countries to talk to each other, that's what it takes. It's very complicated. Boris Johnson's Hatton's what? What's that say? Okay, let's translate that one then. Hasn't translated. Okay, Boris Johnson has been screwing us for years. Now it's his turn to be the taker. Probably, yeah. I won't be surprised. Yeah, he probably already is getting screwed, actually, by Princess Nutnuts. Yeah, literally. From the, you know, it is. I'm sure they got one in the drawer somewhere. Well, the little dog Dylan is pooping on the carpet or something, you know, as he does. My dark side tells Mrs. Grant Sloan, you have a good idea. My Lord Lebedev of Siberia named his dog Boris. It is Boris. Oh, what a Labour, they will sort it all out. Everything is going to be spiffing under Labour. I honestly don't know how they're going to do it. I rack my brain over loads of times, sort of thinking about, you know, you're sort of lying there and you're just thinking about stuff. Today, actually, I had to have a bit of a snooze because I was absolutely buggered. It's that thing that's fibromyalgia. It really knocks me for six, it does. And it's, anyway, I started having a bit of a siesta in the hammock this evening. Well, afternoon, sorry. And I was thinking, you just lay there thinking about stuff. I just think, what do they need to do? I think there are things they can do, because obviously they're getting a lot of criticised. Where are you going to get the money from? Oh, what? Again? But yeah, where are you going to get the money from to do all the things you say you're going to do? That's not a very good look at, was it? Yeah. There you go, back again. And I was getting harder and harder at racking my head. But there are a few things they could do, I suppose. We're obviously going to encourage investment in the country. I think we need to be careful on the direct foreign investment. Do you want to go outside, Wally? Oh, he's gone. Actually, he's gone. I think we need to be very careful on how they take the money out of the country if they invest in the country. But then you might actually put people off, foreign investors. But you've also got to remember there's a huge amount of people in the UK who invest in companies, and a lot of them they're investing abroad and not in the UK. We need to encourage those people to level the playing field a bit, invest in the country. For them, you see, they're probably going to get such a good return on the money. But there again, if they're getting taxed more on foreign investments, but they're sending their money abroad, well then they might think, maybe I'll invest in the UK. They're going to invest from the Cayman Islands, they probably wouldn't know at all, would they? No one's going to be any the wiser. So I suppose that's the thing to do. And also, there is money to be saved. Think about the amount of money that these Tories have wasted. How much money they're just written off. Through the COVID pandemic, for instance, and these dodgy deals, PPE deals and what have you, and various others, and you got the track and trace. That's all wasted money. It all come out of 400 odd billion. And it's as much as you try and justify it, end of the day, it's still waste. Huge amounts of money that's been added to the national debt. You'd hope that maybe a sensible party wouldn't make those kind of misjudgments. Wouldn't actually just, hey buddy, I'll give you some money and give me some back, that kind of thing. The Michael Goves and all that, MedPro and Michelle Mone and her husband. Various others. There's loads of them. There's loads of these dodgy deals. And obviously the Prime Minister himself. Why the hell did he think that was right to give his wife? Huh? Why he was the Chancellor? A payday. Well, a COVID loan. How? That's a clear conflict of interest, isn't it? It's just the dividends that he's getting from a country that was sanctioning 20 odd million. It's last year, wasn't it? It's worth, what was it, 700 million or something? Crazy amount of money they're worth, the two of them. Oh, it's my wife's money. It don't work like that. Put it like this, let's say they got divorced. You're not trying to tell me that he ain't going to get a chunk of that pot. They ain't going to put the, put the house into. For argument's sake. Of course he is. Take care, Anchors Mad. Be good. Good night. Okay, peeps, he says. Oh, there we go. Okay, peeps. Have to go before Casper kicks off. Oh, no. I just can't deal with the carnage anymore. What's Casper say? What have you done, Casper? Oh, where's Casper? Have I seen Casper? I ain't seen Casper yet. Where's Casper? Casper's not here. What are you on about? We've got Casper, the ghost. Yeah, arrogance marks. Yep, sheer bloody arrogance. Plebs. Vault sounds like Robot Wars. You still see that or that clips that coming up on YouTube Shorts. Robot Wars. I used to love that. I'd love to make something like that or be involved in it. It'd be fantastic. As somebody who makes model airplanes, very control stuff and whatever, it would be pretty cool. I did want to do a jet, but when you do anything like that with jet engines and stuff, you really do it as a group, a coalition, and it's going to do a collaboration with other people because there's a lot of cost involved, and also you have to get a lot of things certified. But they're pretty amazing. I do like making stuff, Labour have said they're not going to be able to walk in and sort everything out. Well, we know that, obviously. And they've got 14 years Tory damage to try and fix. Yeah, but still got to do it. People are going to be looking at this and they're going to say, hang on, are our lives any better? That people don't want to listen to excuses anymore. As far as they're concerned, they're going to say, hang on. I think they ain't got that very long. I think that they need to make some massive differences. If they get in this term, they need to make some massive differences. They need to make a change to people's lives for the better. People need to see it quickly, And I think they will do. I think they will make some changes. I think all the house building stuff is pie in the sky. I think they might be able to build a few more houses than what we're getting at the moment, but I don't think the UK's it's got the construction firms definitely have not got the interest to build that many houses. They'll devalue everything, you see. They don't want to devalue the value of the properties, the value of house building. They just don't. It looks like they make less profit. Why would they do that? They want to manage the market. That's what they want to do. The only way you're going to do that, I've mentioned it last week actually in the stream, is we need to set up like a nationalised construction firm for the purpose of building social housing. That's what I think. I think that's the only way you're going to get social housing and get it actually built. And give priority in planning. To the point where you might even be able to encourage landowners who do not want to sell up. You might be able to encourage them to sell up. Or landowners to actually maybe you could even do a land rent or something, you know. And the day we need to build houses and infrastructure to support those homes. We're going to need more doctors, some more nurses, which we haven't got. You know, you can't. The thing is, to get planning permission to build houses, you have to have the infrastructure to support it. Now, I've worked in the game. I've worked for Wilcott Homes, Wimpy, and Bovis. I've done subcontracting too, and every time it's all the same between all of them. You know what they do is they buy land very, very cheap. They sit on it and sit on it and sit on it. Yeah, that's why you see all these little roundabouts with like this weird little bit coming off, like a little hammerhead coming off a roundabout, and it leads to a field and nothing's there. That's because at some point they know in the future they will be building on that field. They ain't got planning or anything at that stage. The farmer's probably still farming it. At some point they will be building on that field. They know it. And if they don't, well, they'll just carry on renting it out to the farmer. They ain't losing anything. There's a big difference, you see, here and in the UK. You get taxed on land here in France. So, for instance, here, we have the foncières tax, and then we have the habitation that makes up our rates. You know, basically our council tax, sort of thing. They've done away with, this was Macron done this, yeah, people hate him, you know. Macron got rid of the habitation tax, so there's no habitation, we don't have to pay house taxes. We have to pay for bins and all that sort of stuff, but we don't have to pay any house taxes. But we have to pay a land tax, which is the foncière. So we pay our foncière taxes. Whether a house is on the land or whether it's just a piece of land, you still got to pay your foncière taxes. So if you own loads of land and you're not doing anything with it, it's a cost. So if it's just sitting there, it's costing you. Now, for our piece of land, I think it's about €260 now per year. And that's just 2 hectares. Some of these flipping plots of land are like, 100 hectares. You know, and they haven't just got one, they've got 7 of them. And that can be a discouragement for people to hold on to, unless they know there's going to be some benefit in the future. So, I don't believe in the UK there is a land tax. You can own a piece of land without being taxed on. I might be wrong. Maybe someone can fulfill me on that one. Boris Johnson just awakes the worst of me. What a slimy creature that he is. He lays with her. He lays with Princess Nutnuts. Can you? And he likes it. What a horrible thought that is. All behind me. Some good news. The Netherlands have voted more Labour Green Alliance. Excellent. Beaten Geert Wilders' far-right party. Thank you for letting me know that. That's at least a bit of positive news there. Yeah, the votes are still coming in, I believe. Hello, Wally. You alright, fella? He ain't been very well this last week or so. I'm a bit worried about him. He seemed tired. He's not as energetic on the walks, and he's been having a lot of fits. So, I think he's have to go to an event and get some more meds, get him checked over. So anyway, damage is huge, and it needs something more. Yeah, the damage is huge. Plus, he's from the Labour Party. I imagine that's what you mean. And we need something really radical. We need a serious shake-up in the NHS. So, and I'm not talking about flip more private. use more private care. I need reorganising, especially on procurement. Procurement is a massive loss, which is basically is privatised. Procurement needs to be flipping, well, not just shook up. They need to restart it. It's horrendous. The amount of money they're wasting in procurement in the NHS is horrendous. I mean, it's ridiculous. Basically, they've got by the shortened periods for contracts. Settle the contracts, get rid of them, and start again. Have a transition period over into procurement. They'll save a fortune. That'd be one thing they could do. They could buy some more beds from Rishi Sunak's invested company, can't he? Could they? Because we haven't got enough beds. So what do? If we haven't got the places, have we? So we're. What's up, Wally? What are you doing there, boy? So they want to employ more like Spire Hospital in Cambridgeshire, what have you. All that'll do is just increase their own demand on the nurses. Where the nurses are going to come from, and the doctors, they're going to come from the NHS. Because they're going to get paid more. Because while they're in the NHS, they've been treated like shit. And this idea to try and force from the Labour Party to say, oh, just do more hours. They're already doing fucking 60-odd hours a week. How are they going to do more hours? Huh? You know? Even if you are going to pay them overtime, they're knackered. Well, someone was in the NHS. He was a nurse. He said, sod that, I'm getting out. And he did. He moved here. So, yeah, something seriously needs to be changed in the NHS. What it is, I don't know 100% obviously, but I know procurement is a massive issue and a massive waste of money. And you think, that might even be one issue, we're talking a lot of money. There's going to be lots of little things like that all over. Over management, for instance. Inundated with paperwork. So that needs to be streamlined. You've also got to remember that these nurses isn't just that they're not just caring for patients; they're having to actually constantly fill in paperwork, and a lot of it's just tick box type stuff. It's just same old, same old, same old. Surely there's another way of doing this. Maybe we have a system where every time you sort of a patient, you just flash your scanner. I've done that. I was the person saying to this person. I'm just top of my head. We need something a bit better than what we're doing. A lot of time it's just tucking them in bed or something. Because they slid down the bed, and the patient needs to be pulled up onto the bed. The orthopedic bed or something stupid like that. It's just nuts. I think the whole thing's nuts. They need to renegotiate the NHS contracts and try to end as many as soon as possible. They do. Yeah, they won't be able to get rid of all of them. It's PFI hospitals and stuff. The problem is they're privately owned, aren't they, basically? You can't just take them and try, but, I'd be all hell to pay, wouldn't it, They'd be sued. Need to bring back more things back in the house. What we need is more... Oh, crikey, we used to have... What's it called again? There was like a country hospital we used to have in Norfolk. And I think it was Sheringham or somewhere, or Cromer. No, North Walsham. It was in North Walsham. And anyone knew that if they've got a problem and they can't be seen anywhere else, that's what you went to. You went to I think it was North Walsham Hospital. And you got to see a doctor there. A bit like the A&E, And it's quick. And they basically they got rid of them though. All those sort of things are all gone. Have they still got the walk-in centres in the UK? Well, they done away with that. Oh yeah, is anyone hiring Truss and Johnson for business advice? Not anyone who's still in business, no. Oh, Dido hard on, yeah. Has a history of being in charge of failing organisations. I'm sure she'll have failed up again. All that flipping money. No one knows what's happened to it. How many times have we asked what's happened to the 30? People forgot about it now, but in the past, what's happened to the 39 billion or 37 billion or whatever? I can't remember what it is now. You know, what's happened to all that money? For track and trace. Where's it gone? Didn't see anything for it, did we? Got cramp now. Yeah, privatisation is very hard to reverse. It's almost impossible. That's the problem, isn't it? You see, once you've allowed their dirty mitts, greasy mitts to get on your stuff, you've got to beg, borrow and steal to get it back. And they've obviously laid the roots down for their own business to actually function. And they want to see function as a nationalised company. Just got to start again, unfortunately. Cottage hospitals, that's it, Bill Silver. Cottage hospitals, are they still a thing? Or I'm sure the one in Norfolk got shut down. I think it was in North Walsham, in Norfolk. Cottage hospitals, yeah, you know they did a brilliant job. Failing organisations have a history of being managed by rich people. Yeah, they just start up on a new name. Again and again and again and again. Yeah, I know how it works. I had limited companies, what have you. And it's common. It's common practice, you know. And quite often it's criminal the way it's done. Especially if you start using the same equipment way, yeah. Should be the assets in the old company. John, I tell you what I found was, from some of the people I steal where I didn't actually try to get the money out of people, or companies that failed, what happens is, it's like, you know they're going to go bankrupt. Half the bloody assets just disappear. And when it gets handed into liquidators and what have you, and you get nothing. Or you get a tiny proportion. The banks get paid first, you see. So you get nothing. So people who provide the services are out of pocket. That's how Donald Trump runs his business, isn't it? You know, screws people over constantly. Staff from other long-distance places can only last you that long. What? What does that mean? Sorry, I understand. Oh, 37 billion. Yeah, fell off the track. Yeah. With track and trace. Without a track, fell off the track without a trace. I'll get you though, yeah. Funny. Very true. They chased the great train robbers for a few million, yep. And nobody's chasing the Tories, for God's sake. Like 400 billion that's been chucked into the pandemic. COVID. Some of it has obviously had to be done, you know. Obvious, but a lot of it just got wasted. It's an opportunity to make shitloads of money. Like the people who organised the testing, you know, friends of the Tories again. You don't hear any of them being the friends of Labour, do you? You've got contracts. Always friends of the Tories. Preferential treatment, just railroad them through. Some privatisations are undoable. The range franchises are easy. Water companies can be forced to abide by the regulations by strong off. I still think it should be nationalised. I don't like the idea of having things that we are so reliant upon being in the hands of companies that have shareholders. I think that's just morally wrong. I think it's going to take a long time to be able to sort out. But it can be done. You can squeeze them. You've got Thames Water, for instance. It's on the verge of bankruptcy. You know? Why not just let them go bankrupt? You know, and buy them for £1. I know you've still got all the work to do, but we're going to have to pay for all that work to be done anyway. They're asking for double the bloody money, or 98%. They're not going to get it because Ofwat said no, but that's what we're asking for, 98% increase in bills. Oh, Joel says, God, dude, the NHS more and more can only replace the staff with people from outside Europe. I know. Yeah, from Nigeria. And that's getting harder now since Nigeria has decided, oh, okay, we want to keep our doctors and nurses. And if you want to get your certificate to say that you're qualified from the government so you can get a job in the UK, for instance, as a doctor and nurse, you've got to do at least 2 years. Now, originally, the plan was 10 years, but they settled on 2 years. So whoever trains in Nigeria, for instance, which a lot of these doctors and nurses were coming from, well, they can't just train and come straight to the UK now. They can't, not allowed to. And the reason why I know that is because my son-in-law is Nigerian, and his sister, I think I mentioned this before actually, is trained as a midwife. So this is all just came in while she's over in the UK, and now she can't get the paperwork. Now she's finished her qualifications to actually be able to be a midwife in the UK. So all she's doing now is like care work and stuff. Oh, don't forget there'll be a boot with like band. Cheers, Reagan. So I keep calling you Reagan. Is that an insult? It was Republican. Yeah, night, Reagan. Be good. Cheers, buddy. It is getting late. I'm going to have to call it night as well. I'll lose my voice completely soon, you know. Nighty night, Reagan. I'll tuck you up, says Ruth. I'll tuck you in bed, says Ruth. I shouldn't say I made it up, but there you go. Watch a few rail vloggers in the UK, and the cost of rail tickets in the UK is outrageous. I mean, it's horrendous. I don't understand how people can even afford to take trains. I can't either. It's so cheap here, you know. And also they're doing these rail passes now here as well. All shorts. That's the reason why I said those long distance workers will be less and less, and also count the lower value of the economy. Oh, of course, yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, and the weakness of the pound always got a bit stronger recently, isn't it? Yeah, it's not really as appealing. Well, we know that workers from the EU have come down, and most of the workers now are coming from outside the EU with brown faces, just to annoy the Brexiters even more. Hence now they're going, we're going to get rid of illegal migration now, or as they call it, legal. So. Bill Silver says the crime of the century will be allowing any Tory responsible for their actions going unpunished. They will do. They really will. They'll go unpunished. You know, Michelle Moan's going through the ringer at the moment. She's having to sell everything at the minute. She's got to pay the money back. So she's still in the Lords, though, isn't she? Still, yeah. But what's allowing any Tory responsible for the actions going for unpunished? But that's what you're going to see happen. Yeah, bloody disgusting. I agree. It's not. Yeah, no, Regan. That's really the reason I see it long. Done it already. They can't. That's why trains are empty. Yeah, people can't afford it. They're too expensive. They're not all trains. Some of them are really, really chocker on the main routes, but it's all the little bits in it. You know. Norfolk, for instance, they're never busy. The trains in Norfolk, they're never busy. You see what they've done in regarding the train routes? We don't have any lateral. You don't have any perpendicular routes, do we? We haven't got like a cross of train routes. We don't have that north to Safeway. They seem to be that trunk, and then maybe the occasional bit. They're in Norfolk. We've got, for instance, if I wanted to go to Cromer, I've got to go all the way to Flippin by train to North Walsham, then Cromer. And then from Cromer, I go to Sheringham and that way. Yeah. It's just a roundabout way. It's inefficient. Instead of going directly from Norwich, there isn't a direct train from Norwich to Cromer. It makes it just take a lot longer than it needs to. But we don't have any trains going that way. Across the country. Baroness Bra, that she is. Yes, that's over the cat. Why only moan? What about Hard-on? Dido Harding, yeah. What's happened to that? Don't know. The whole lot, yeah, exactly. Why isn't? Oh, good point. Why hasn't she been dropped? Because she's friends. Yes, she's connected, isn't she? She's worth a lot of money, old Dido Harding. It's not what you know, is it? It's who you know. And look at what Truss and Quartain, yeah, what they did, yeah. But now they end up costing, what was it? They 20 billion in bonds. Because that's what the Bank of England had to get rid of. They had to float another 20 billion in bonds, which they bought, you know. That's a safety net, that was. Luckily we had it, to be honest. Labour have said that they will nationalise all rail companies as contracts end. Yeah, I hope they do. I hope they stick their word on that one. A bit of sort of fanny, go back. There's also an absurd... Steve McGowan says there's also absurd amount of rail stations here that can get from village to village by train. Yeah, same here in France. Now, we used to have a tram network as well, which now will be done until the Voie Verts or whatever, basically place where you can walk. So yeah, they made use of them. They're very nice. And people go across them in electric bikes and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, it is well connected. You know, with our nearest train station, I suppose, actual train station is going to be. It's not far from here. San Junian. That'll be there. San Junian. There's a trunk route that take you to Limoges, or you can get once you get to Limoges, you can then get onto the HS2. HS2, sorry. Yes. The French equivalent, high-speed train. It's TSR. And it's just to Paris. Yeah, it's really quick as well. Really quick. So it's good service. Everything costs, but it's not expensive here. The bus is a bit odd. The buses are €2 no matter what you do. So you get when you get onto the bus and off the bus, it's always €2. You can stay on it all day for €2 if you want to. I wonder they punted her for. Oh. Yeah, punted. No wonder they punted her to the House of Lords. Yeah. So we've got Gove, Hancock, Johnson, Cameron, etc. They're all involved, weren't they? What about Cameron and the Steelworks? That's what it's called now, and the way that they were funding themselves. That was where they went flop, because basically they're funding themselves with money they ain't got. You've only got to have a bad payer. That's pretty much what happened to them. So they're basically taking out loans with banks. I can't remember which bank it was now. Was it a Swedish, something like that? Credit Suisse, wasn't it? They were basically funding them, or bankrolling them, on the basis of it's got a certain kind of funding. I can't remember what it's called. And basically funding based on contracts that aren't paid. So yeah, we've got all these bills out there, and then they didn't get paid anyway, so they flopped. It's a certain kind of funding. It's not a brilliant thing to do, and Cameron was involved in that. Basically, being a crony. It was eat out, help out. Old Sunak was eat. Crikey, that screwed things up, didn't it? Blimey, it made things worse. And how many people didn't actually? Sounds like the Megabus, that £2 bus. Yeah, it's not the Megabus. We do get the Megabus here. It's quite interesting. The Megabus though was like an independent company, wasn't it? It got bought up by the TCR here in France because they saw it as competition. Still operating, but they got it now. In France, I don't know if it's the same Megabus it got in the UK or whatever. Here in France, it got bought up. It was doing well. For a train from Chesham Underground to Aylesbury, you can find advance tickets for as low as £20. Yeah, I can get to Paris and back for under €30. I have folks on here donated to the Good Lord Project. I have. In fact, when I did a live stream with oh crikey, who was it again? I did live stream. I can't remember who it was now, but I did live stream somebody, and all the super chats. Basically, I went to Good Lord Project. It was about £100. That wasn't a huge amount, but it was about £100. I don't do a monthly donation. I can't actually tie myself down to that. I don't know it. The problem with what I do is I don't know if 1 month to the next how much money I've got. Sometimes it's okay. It sort of like treads water, and other times it's horrendous. So I can't guarantee it. So I'm a bit hand-to-mouth for it like that. Cameron did like a bit of pork, didn't he? Oh, didn't he just? I heard. Was it back in 2015 that came out, didn't it? It was 2015. Sunak and his total disregard for public health grant. Yeah. Another way for him to pass money, large sums of money that didn't get collected, got written off to people such as like his missus. That's 1.5 million. It wasn't, it wasn't a huge amount, huge to us, obviously, but end of the day, she shouldn't have had it. Sunak and his total disregard for public health grant, and grant applies, and humanity, and sincerity, integrity. None of that stuff applies to Rishi Sunak, does it? It really doesn't. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Eh? It really does. Blimey, £200 for a return to London. That's horrendous. He should open up his own pork markets. On that note,
In December, I'll be in Beijing, opening up new pork markets.
no, not at all, Ruth. It's just that at the time they were trying to take the government to hold the government to account, and I appreciated what they were doing, and it was just super chats. Basically, oh crikey, who was that with? Now I'm trying to think myself who that was. Which YouTuber was I doing that with? Oh, I'll remember in a minute. I know it wasn't Phil Morehouse. It wasn't with Phil Morehouse, no. I was on there with you might have seen, but I was on there with Graham Hughes the other day, Phil Morehouse, Wayne, and a few others, and Femi. But at the beginning, my microphone wasn't connecting. I was really embarrassing. I couldn't hear what I was saying, and that because there's a delay, I could hear it on YouTube, but I couldn't hear it. So basically, when they asked me a question, there wasn't anyway. There's no correlation. There was everything that was sync. So until I got that sorted out, I was kind of like lost. Valencia to Madrid. It's quite hard though. You got a lot of people in. It's like trying to butt in all the while. Pork markets. It should never be cheaper to fly than take a train. That's very true. But it's like Macron got rid of a lot of the internal flights in France. He did. He got rid of all the internal flights. There's no internal flights in France. Not for the airlines, and that obviously increased rail network. But in Portugal, public transportation is related to your income. So you pay from zero to an affordable amount. Larger cities have single titles to use as public transportation, trains, metro and buses. My God, that makes so much sense. Valencia to Madrid. Oh my God. Valencia to Madrid. 356 kilometres. Under 2 hours. So that's a high-speed train. €18. 356 kilometres. Like 200 miles. That's nuts. Absolute nuts. 18 quid. Now, during COVID and what have you, after post-COVID, they some places I think actually Germany and Italy, I think they continued them. Or did limited runs of it where they basically got like very low like fares, so you can go anywhere sort of on one ticket, like day passes. Or was it a month? Can't remember now. Sunak's famous eat out, spread it about advice during a highly contagious pandemic. That was very clever, wasn't it? He's done a marvellous job, hasn't he? Furlough! You stand, you can judge me on my actions. Furlough! COVID loans for my missus. And all that jazz. Judge me on my actions, he says. What a flippin' turnip. Oh, talk about turnips. Teresa Coffee. Flipping, this government has just been disaster after disaster. And I'm not talking just this government, I'm talking back since Brexit's just got horrendous. Well, it actually started with austerity, didn't it? We probably wouldn't have got Brexit if it wasn't for austerity. You know. Protest votes again here. Protest votes are stupid. That makes no sense. Vote for parties that you think are going to make your lives and maybe other people's lives better. Things that make sense. Protesting does not make sense as a vote. I don't think so. I think it's daft. Personally. You might as well bother. Did I just see questionable absurdity? Hello, questionable absurdity. I made an error. They changed the law, it seems. Conspiracy to defraud and actual fraud both now have a maximum of 10 years each. But I guess you get sequential sentences, making 20 for plotting and doing. Is that Donald Trump by any chance? Bannon, maybe? Steve Bannon? He's getting 4 months. What have I missed there? I didn't see your earlier post. Oh, there we go. If I committed fraud and stole a few million, not only would I have to pay the money back, but I would go to prison for 7 years. Or 20, 24, or 20, yes, 20, if you can prove conspiracy to commit fraud. Yeah. We've got people in the UK who have gone to jail for sitting on a road because they glued themselves to a road. A flipping vicar got 6 months to glue themselves to a road. Then you've got a couple of lads outside to hang inside some sort of like hammock thing and tie themselves up in a crate, no, on the bridge. And they got 3 years for that. 3 years. It's a rule for them and a rule for everybody else, isn't it? Makes you wonder, doesn't it, eh? And they keep calling GB Energy an energy company, but it's still an energy company. They're just not producing energy. It's more of a management company, really, isn't it? If they're setting it up as a company, it's a company, isn't it? But not making any energy. I don't know what they're actually doing. We'll see what happens. If they even do it at all. I think it's quite a good way of actually keeping an eye on what's going on. And if they've been, if these energy companies are taking the mick. Because one of the problems in the UK is that we've got a lot of people in government who haven't got a clue. Ministers, secretaries, MPs, don't have a clue about the job they've been appointed. Why is Jeremy Hunt a chancellor? He's not like I don't know, Masters of Mathematics, is he? You don't see him on the blackboard with all these amazing equations and stuff like that, do you? Yeah, he's got a few businesses. That's it. Other businesses and companies and what have you. Can I be the Chancellor? Is it that easy? It's nuts. We should have the best the best people that are available to be running the country. Instead, we've just got a load of flipping frauds and half-wits. Of course, we had the Dean Dorries in there. The Dean Dorries. Minister of Culture. Flipping out, we had Liz Truss as Environment Minister. Cutting funding to the Environment Agency. 15 million funds cut. And they've got poo in the rivers and seas. They don't have the means to actually keep track of it. They've said it quite clearly. They made that quite clear. They need more money because it's been taken away from them. It's just like the flipping Tories the other day going on about the flipping police. Oh, we brought in 22,000 more police officers. Yeah, okay. Well, you got rid of 20,000, so we're only 2,000 up. And the 12,000 you brought in, they're newbies. Done that few weeks training. Not experienced. You got rid of all the experienced officers. They've gone to other lines of work, like doormen. Patty J says, hello Patty J, if you want to get to Cheltenham from Oxford, you have to go backwards to Reading. You go to the festival while you're there at first, and then change there. So it's just daft. We need more direct routes. It's stressful as well, changing trains. If you're new to it, if you do it every day, you get used to it, don't you? But if you're new to it, it's stressful. At 12:33. Oh wait, I think here. Right, I'm done. Nationalised industries, they still operate as companies, but the shareholders, there's no shareholders. The shares go pumped back either into the infrastructure or it goes into the tax take. You know, I was having a discussion with someone a while back, actually, and they were going on about, oh, well, you know, our GDP ain't changed, does it, you know? So it must be okay then. It hasn't all flopped. They're trying to make out to them that, yeah, the GDP might not changed much, but the tax take has gone down since Brexit. Tax take has gone down, directly correlated to Brexit. He didn't have any of it. Just someone else is basically just cognitive dissonance again. Tribalism. You know, Dunning-Kruger effect, isn't it? Tribalism. And it's the tax take has gone down because there's actually less money to tax. The GDP's worked out on net. On gross, sorry, not net, on gross. You know, these companies are making less profits, so they're paying less taxes. You know, all the expenditures gets knocked off the gross, doesn't it? To get the taxable amount. So our gross domestic product has plummeted. Really, the useful gross domestic product has plummeted, or what we get out of it. But less value. Tax take has gone down considerably in the UK. They don't tell you that. They just, we've got growth now. Minuscule. Absolutely minuscule. And it has no value, no substance to it. It's nuts. People believe all this stuff constantly, don't they? They really are taken in by the short and curlies they are. But there's all sorts of cognitive dissonance. There's all sorts of categories, isn't there? You got tribal, if I've got to remember this now, tribal epistemology. Is that right? Tribal epistemology? Yeah, that's right. So information is evaluated based on only, not on conformity to common standards or evidence, or correspondence to common understandings of the world. Have I got that right? But that's how it kind of, whether it supports the tribes, as in tribal, you know, tribes' values and goals. It's like confirmation bias again, isn't it? Sort of that whole thing wraps into one. Sort of safeguarded by the tribal leaders, like Nigel Farage. I wonder if he dances around with like a wooden mask on. It does send you on a bit of a thought trail, doesn't it? How does tribal epistemology... how does tribal epistemology explain some of the reasoning behind like fake news, for instance? We've seen it all, haven't we? Everywhere. Daily Mail, Daily, you know, Tory Graph, etc., etc. Express, Spectator. And as a result, we've sort of got this weirdness and awfulness in politics, haven't we? But it quite really evolved during the Brexit campaign, didn't it? And also during the negotiations. Well, if information, I suppose, if is not considered factually true based on evidence, but rather on whether it conforms to the ideals of the tribe, confirmation bias again, then you sort of arrive at some sort of silo state, I suppose. I think that's what we're in now, isn't it? Whereby sort of all news and all evidence that that goes against your tribe's beliefs is shunned as fake news. considered biased, or it's ignored entirely. It's probably tried to sort of rationalise with people or reason with people. It's impossible. But they're so far down that old rabbit warren, aren't they? You know, so really, I suppose only trusted sources count as far as they're concerned. They're trusted sources. So what effectively happens is we sort of like double down on, or they double down on their beliefs, and we believe something is true because our news source tells us that. Yeah, if the likes of your Daily Mail read and you believe everything that comes out of Daily Mail, which is a big mistake, obviously, well then you're not going to believe anything else, you know. It kind of explains a lot of the shit show that we're in, really. Epistemology, well, I can't say it. And obviously they got that Dunning-Kruger effect, where I've kind of talked about it quite a bit in the past, or mentioned it. And that's like the tendency for how can we be polite on this? Unskilled people don't read. Unskilled individuals to overestimate their own ability and the tendency, yes. Sort of tendency for experts to underestimate their own ability. Now, most people are pretty stupid, to be honest. Before you get all angry about that statement, we need to do the math, right, don't we? At absolute best, anyone on sort of like average intelligence, am I being nasty now? I think I am. Average intelligence or below it is, by definition, pretty darn stupid. It's just counting. Look at the people who phone up. Oh, crikey, James O'Brien doing the Brexit campaigns and stuff. He had one guy he phoned up, right? And he believed that if you just have got to believe, if you jump out of an aeroplane, you'll better fly. You just got to believe. I think that's the definition of pretty darn stupid. And a dead person waiting. Anyway, so depending on which sort of average, I suppose, you take, or you're not taking, or you're talking about, means that potentially there's at least about 50% of the population is thick as shit. They are. Sorry. I hope they don't include you. Sorry. Yeah, I apologise if you voted for Brexit. I apologise. Maybe you had a reason. I don't know. Anyway, maybe that includes me. No, crikey, I didn't vote for Brexit. No. But we do kind of have a high opinion. A lot of people do, don't they? High opinion of their own views. A lot of people aren't humble. Or don't have empathy for others either. To actually listen to other people's point of view. That's what I'm saying. Earlier you've got to cheer on the stuff you disagree with. Now, Dunning-Kruger effect suggests that, people unskilled in intelligence, the stupids, will not recognise just how quite unskilled they really are in intelligence, will they? So if you arrive at that situation, I suppose you said that 52% of the population, those who vote for Brexit, think that they are more than experts. That they know more than the experts, I suppose. We've had enough of experts. Who was that? Was it Michael Gove? A flippin' idiot. Liar and a cheat. After all, there might be, might just be a slight relevance to Brexit here, isn't it? Just a tad. Maybe. Well, there are forms of cognitive dissonance. I think of one now. You've got availability cascade, and it's a self-reinforcing process in which a collective belief gains more and more plausibility, through its increasing repetition in public discourse. So basically, you repeat something long enough, it'll then become true. I think someone's mentioned that on here before, actually. Just you get to this point where you just lie, and eventually it becomes true. Everyone believes it to be true. And that's pretty much what the Tories are doing at the moment with this £2,000 that Labour's going to cost us all. But Brexit means Brexit, though, you see. And all these flipping politicians are just not saying anything. Okay, S&P are, you know, maybe Green, maybe Lib Dems a little bit. But they're all kind of like, you know, a bit kind of meek on it. Apart from Stephen Thin. So, at the time they were going on, didn't they, about, oh, no deal's better than a bad deal. And then flipping Farage is trying to deny that he's ever said that. And he's flipping, it's all out there. No, we just made... basically, we just made trade, didn't we, in the UK on WTO terms, really, with the Union, the EU. Another kind of, well, but the thing is, people just love the sound of them, don't they? They love the sound of their own ideas. There's people out there who love the sound of their own voice. I don't. I hate my voice at the moment. I can't flipping stand it. I sound like a croaky old flipping frog, I do. I sound like Nigel Farage. Oh, no, not Nigel Farage. No, but anyway, I feel like I've constantly lost my voice. There's other ones as well, aren't there? You got where people need only listen to things that they agree with. Confirmation bias, that's it, confirmation bias. So a tendency to search for and interpret and focus on stuff that basically just meets their own, sort of one's own beliefs, I suppose. Or preconceptions, even. Not often you sort of get the sort of banter, do you? Banter of that quality about cognitive biases, do you? You're trying to get, you know, you talk to people like that, it's just... I don't know about you, but I just can't get through to them. It's just they're not listening because you're not saying what they want to hear. And that's the same what politicians do all the time. People generally want to hear things that are going to make their lives better. Something that they will agree with as well. So that sort of crosses over with confirmation biases. And the politicians can throw that at them. Dangle the carrot. So, but, you know, a bit like benefits of Brexit, there ain't any. So, Brexit's very of all sort of projections and stuff about Brexit destroying the economy, which it has, haven't come true. Project Fair, they'll say. Like I said earlier, they're going about the GDP's the same or something stupid like that. Without really understanding what's actually happened to it. You know, oh, crikey, he was a Remainer who said that. Because... don't mean to say he ain't talking the truth. Including some people who I disagree with, you know. Sometimes they talk the truth. I suppose a stop clock has got to be right at least twice a day. So to me, sort of, well, I'm no intellectual, no, at all. But it's just common sense. I'm just a practical person. And, you know, black and white is white, you know. It's just, to me, it's simple. I don't want to have to tie myself up in knots just to try and promote a lie or believe in something that clearly isn't true. Just to try and justify the confirmation bias. There's no point. It makes no sense whatsoever. So, things, it breaks families up, doesn't it, as well? You know, it's like, for instance, me and my family, Caroline's side. Caroline doesn't speak to either her elder brothers because they're not good people. So, you know, she's been hit, not hit by him, but hit, you know, he said, been defrauded by him. She knows what they're like, so she doesn't want nothing to do with them. Whereas Caroline's the sweetest person, you know, she's kind. She wouldn't hurt anybody, she wouldn't. Yeah, her brothers are grifters. Full-on grifters, they are. But there's all sorts of things to demonstrate, you know, cognitive dissonance, like backfire effect. Obviously, you got confirmation bias. You got Dunning-Kruger effect. There's about I think there's about 10 or 11 of them. You know, what's the illusionary truth effect as well. It's a bit of a nutty one. And that's sort of the tendency to believe that a statement is true even if it's easy, if it is easier to process. Not looking at the nuance or something, not looking at the detail, you know, such as foreign aid, the fact that, you know, it opens doors for us. For them, it's just, everything has to be black and white. They just need that. These things of simplicity. Sometimes I think to myself, people shouldn't be allowed to vote. There should be some kind of test. If you, I don't know, I could say you had a choice, like a multiple choice, sort of Caroline about this earlier, and effectively you press the button for who you can vote for, and a little questionnaire comes up, and then that questionnaire could be like, even just a multi choice, you know, where you just got to answer the policies. I don't know, let's say in the manifesto, argument's sake, you know, what is in Labour's manifesto, and you get like multiple choice for free, and you just pick one. Just you know, some ideas. You've got some sort of inkling. We've got nothing at the moment, have we? It's just you've got people voting, and they ain't got a clue what they're voting for. I know it's supposed to be democracy, but now it's like having democracy with a whole load of monkeys in it. You know, actually, that's not fair to monkeys. So it's nuts. You know, it's all these phenomenons and stuff that, you know, negative bias, psychological phenomenon. It's all these blooming. Okay, it's coming to my head now. I think it's some more. I think of a minute. Oh, I can't remember the details. Some of them are quite close to each other. Do you know what I mean? They kind of cross over. It's just nuts. It is just nuts. Oh, I had chat all the time. Look. European travel is cheaper. It is. Mad Monk says I thought Noah was a Scottish guy with a wee boat. 2x2, baby, I don't know. Oh, no, Acorn, be good. I can't say 1 o'clock here, you know. I don't know, Mad Monk 33. It was sunny and hot when I was there. Talk about hair. Bum. In the Bible, it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah built a ark. In Scotland, that's our summer. Yeah, good night, Acorns. I did say that. Marcus, your voice is fine. Back in the day, I wasn't insulting you. I just needed calming down while talking about stuff that was worth sharing. My voice it's really hard for me now. Sometimes I find it hard to speak. And sometimes I have to pause just to gather myself. Kind of like the words actually, they just don't want to come out. I just can't make the notes. I used to sing like an angel, I did, yeah. Now it's just like it's hoarse. I'm just hoarse, constantly horsey. It's a bit worrying though, because I'm really not about it, and people have been known to lose their voice completely. They go dumb. I'll be using AI then, I'll tell you. I'll have no choice. I can't stay up all night annoying you all, he says, Lee Corn. No, like my friend, you be good, mate. I hope you're going to get on well with your floor, because Lee asked me about how to finish his floor. Sanding it and all that. There we come. LBC, leading Britain's Conservatives. Who was it now? Was it Question Time? It's like they only had like one green MP on there, and they've had like Tories on there like 27 times or something. Was Nigel Farage 27 times? No, Nigel Farage. You know, it's sort of bias. Electric shock until you press the right button. Says Doc Daves. I don't know what it's referring to, but hey-o. I can't stand the heat, so summer is fun for me. I can't stand the heat. Oh, okay. I think the irony is appropriated since I can laugh at myself. I don't know, man. Oh, quickly, I don't know what's going on now. I've lost the plot here. O'Brien's a public school boy who plays the violin for her. Now, I used to really love James O'Brien. Sometimes I still do. And other times I think, hang on there, you're just going with the wind. Telling people you think that your base wants to hear. Made him a lot of money. I think last time I looked, it was worth over 5 million. public school boy, please. Anyway, Nelly Witchinger, got work to do. Same here. Well, I've got to go to bed. That's my work. So there you go. So I'll say thank you very much for joining me, everybody. Thanks for super chats and stuff, and helps keep the channel going that as best as I can. As long as I can, I will. You know, I'll keep on flodding videos out there, but I'm probably gonna do more running gun type videos just so I can get them out there. I ain't got time to edit. I've got how many channels I got now that I look after. Give you a little idea. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 channels. Only 2 of them monetized, right? But one of them's growing really well at the moment. Wally Dog channel is growing quite fast. It's only got 158 subscribers, but it's growing really well. Just little tiny video clips of my dog. Zen Laser's a new one, so you got 30 subscribers on it. That's a new one. Got a couple there, but gone dormant. Cut Crafty, which is just clips from my clips I don't want to put on my Wally bra. I'll put onto there. That's been growing quite nicely. Earth Trifle, that's growing really nicely at the minute. We've got regular videos on this, and that seems to be picking up again. My fibromyalgia one, that's more of a case just me vlogging about what I'm doing. The rewilding one is I will start picking up. We've got a lot more videos going on now. And obviously all shorts got 15,100. That ain't growing at all. I'm losing as many subscribers as I'm gaining on all shorts. So it's treading water. And then I've got all shorts, got my friends subscribers on there. And we'll go back to a bit more on there. Wally Bra Woodworking's got 32,300 subscribers. That's still growing. Wally Bra, I get about, on average, I say 50 subscribers a day on Wally Bra, which is okay. You know. Oh crikey! Actually, there's something I've got to show you. If I can find it. It's not my 5 million video that I got, 5.2 million video, but this one is quite funny. Oh, dare I do it? Dare I do it? So I can find it first. Okay, there it goes. There. Can I pick up the search? There we go. Oh, search. I'll put fail in. I'll do. Where is it? Where is it? 90-odd thousand, no, 86,000 subscribers last time. No, views last time. It's quite funny. Is that the one? Yeah, there it is. Actually, there's a couple like that, actually. Oh, God. Should I show you it? Dare I show you this video? Bear in mind, this is a woodworking channel. Okay. Oh, blimey, I don't know if I should. Let's bring it over to squeeze in there like so. I've been getting a lot of videos come at my feed of half-naked women doing woodworking things, and my line is basically, I want to see I want to see your skills, not your assets, right? Because I would like to see more women actually doing woodworking. There's quite a few, to be fair, but this is just the only reason why. Obviously, she's got shitload of video views she had on a video clip for obvious reasons, not because she's a woodworker. She's not. It's bollocks, literally. Anyway, there we go. Just a little bit. I had a biscuit. Like a biscuit. Got a bra on. Sorry, I've tried. Should I have done that? Probably not. There's a food like that on that channel. Are you disturbed? After the election, we'll have to talk about rejoining the European Union. Put pressure on Labour. That's what we need to do. Moobs! Yeah, I'm a fat cunt. I actually did another one like that as well, which done about 40,000 views. I did another one, which actually, another mocking one, which I thought would do a lot better, but it didn't. Yeah, I can't find it now. It's actually really, it's quite funny. Definitely got on topic now, haven't I? God, my voice is gone. I got no voice. Alright, let's go on volleyball. On to shorts. Not that one, scroll down. Not that one, not that one. I do quite a lot of videos on there a day. It will come up in a minute, I'll show. You see, I did a lot of videos on it. Oh, where is it? This actually is not the one. There's another one there somewhere. Oh, crikey! Don't I do a lot of videos? Too many videos. Got tools and woodworking. Oh, come on! Where is it? Bundles. Be there in a minute. Oh, I'm getting closer. I think I am. Blimey. I do about 12 videos a day on that channel. So it's quite fair. Me laser! Not that one. What was that? Not that one. Not that one. Oh, God. How far down is it? I think I'm getting closer. I can't choose the picture on the card, just on the short, just so you know. Scaring people. Right, there we go. I'm getting close. Not that one. I think I'm getting closer. I think there's. Oh, I'll be here in a minute. I know it's here somewhere now. Blimey, there's a lot of videos on this channel. See, some of them don't do too many views, and other ones do quite a lot. These haven't done too many. 2.8. Where is it? I'll be there in a minute. I've just got to show you this. This. I don't know if I'm going to find it. It's probably easy on TikTok. Find it on TikTok, actually. Oh, blimey. There's so many videos. Right. Where is it? I can't remember the title, so I can't search for it. And I can't go into it because I'm logged in as all shorts, you see. Oh, is that the one? Maybe is it that one? Maybe it's that one. I do like to tool around, you know. Oh, where'd it gone? I do like. Was there another one? Seen it all now. Oh. I'm Mr. Lover. Girl. Mr. Lover.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
I'm Mr. Lover, lover. Hey, girl. Mr. Lover, lover.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up.
Enough. If it's a woodworking show, what the hell are people thinking, hey? Oh, a man in a big chopper. Well, we've done my witching art on my broom. All quiet. Oh, get no night. Take care. Ah. Well, I'm going to have to call it night as well. Not the one in the gimp suit. Not the one in the gimp suit. That's ooga looga looga. I'll go as far as that. Hot. Ah. Yep. There you go. Anyway, I can't. I'm never going to see that. Anyway, no night, everybody. I'm going to make a move after that crazy moment, and yeah, have a lovely week. Blimey. I have seen one of your shorts. It's got 5.2 million views. Yeah, it was back in November. That was, and it did that in a very short period. It ain't growing very much now. One of those silly ones is doing pretty well. That's doing about 2,000 views a day. That's still growing. But yeah, 5.2 million views is my best video. It's pretty good, isn't it? Also got me about 10,000 subscribers. Which is pretty cool. Where's Zed Baby? Oh! Zed Baby? What do you mean? No, what do you mean? What's Zed Baby? I've got a Russian baby. Huh? Mad Monk, look, quick! Don't turn away! Yeah, night, you're gonna go, and I am back. All the very best to everyone, says Andrew. Hello, Andrew. Evans, well. Keep safe. Good night, Marcus. Love to the doggies. Yeah, they're absolutely lovely. All snoozy down there, they are. So, yeah. Time for me to go, because I do leave you. What can I leave you with? I'm working on some new ones, actually, to have a bit of a top-up. Because, you know, just like getting up with too many, and it's kind of like, well, at the moment, not too many. I mean, I keep repeating the same ones to them. Like pork markets, for instance. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, we had. I think we need to do that one. Well, yeah. What we're looking. Because where's the
stand up and fight. The person beside you stands up and fights, and they stand up and fight for the things upon which the entire.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, what we got? Any requests? Stand up and fart, says Larry the cat. What did he call? Did he stand up and fart? Stand up and fart.
And the key is we've got our fish back. They're now British fish, and they're better and happier fish for it.
They think they're clever, don't they? They certainly do.
Handled Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It isn't that Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It's that how we have handled Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It isn't that Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It's that how we have handled Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It isn't that Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It's that how we have handled Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It isn't that Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It's that how we have handled Brexit hasn't been a triumph. It isn't that Brexit.
I have been radicalised.
The damp rag.
I have been radicalised.
The damp.
Yeah, no, you radicalised everybody else. Yeah.
It's like walking through Hampton Court Maze blindfold, being turned around 16 times and trying to find your way out. I don't think people in Britain were told the truth to start with. Don't think they knew exactly what they were voting for. They were promised something that was completely ridiculous and wasn't economically viable. And then it's gotten so complicated now that I just don't know what's going on.
She packed my bags last night.
Because it's something we're doing.
Oh, Caroline!
That's exactly
Oh,
what Caroline was doing
Caroline.
earlier today.
We're
digging up
down.
some more trees.
Oh, there you are. Digging up more trees. Oh, my, giddy up. That threw
who's
me.
that sexy beast?
Oh, it's Monsieur Patroli. Oh, yes. We're planting more
Patroli.
trees. But today, we're planting trees around. Yes, we are. Into around. Yeah, around. An arbour. Okay, an arbour. With the Archimedes screw. And with every tree we plant, we also
that grass
plant
is short.
a sign. Or with your name on. Or maybe
short,
a memory
I'll
I'll
take.
take.
Right.
You know. Well,
Yeah,
yes,
like with all this
that's
rain.
what we've been doing today, as you can see.
You can
Drilling holes with the Archimedes. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Trees are good, you know. They're good for the birds, the bees, and you and me. What on earth is he doing? Is that some kind of strange ritual on how to measure
I just built
the
a
distance from the well?
seat to go in that well. We make some videos.
Oh, look, there's a Wally! Oh, I do love me Wally, I do. Yeah.
All these trees I've chopped.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
In fact,
Oh, saucy!
I tell I won, didn't I?
Yes! We're drilling holes for trees, yeah. So the trees are not just there for you or me, they're there for all to be, including all the birds and the bees. They need trees too, you know. It's like their habitat, you know.
There's my Wally.
Oh, hello, Wally. Oh, ain't he lovely? Oh, I do love me Wally, that I do. I am drilling. I am drilling a lot of holes for the trees. And I can't sing, you know. Obviously. Oh, there she is. She's helped me, she is, the dear missus. Her indoors is helping to plant the trees. Oh, saucy. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 trees in our arbour. What do you think about 53 new trees in our arbour, darling? Everyone can see your derriere.
Yeah, 53 new trees. I think we need another 53 somewhere.
And then another 53. And then another 53. And eventually, we might meet our goal of 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land. Yeah. And you can be a part of that, you know. And do you know what? There's something else we're doing as well. Not just arbours and planting trees on their own, like over there and stuff, and in the other field. We're also planting trees together, like a couple.
Traders would.
Yeah.
No,
They're like love trees, aren't they, darling?
That's a dust
like
off his
us.
helmet.
Oh, we like love trees, darling. No?
The voters, take a look at.
Is it convincing enough? No? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, like love trees. We'll plant 2 trees together, and we will entwine them. We will entwine the trees, darling, won't we? So they become one tree. So I thought it'd be quite nice, in memory of a loved one, maybe your parents or what have you. Well, there's a GoFundMe link down below, and you want to be a part of the project. Have your own tree, with your own sign to go with the tree. And yes, I've got a laser printer now, so I can be printing these signs as well as using a router or even pyrography, whatever comes to hand, I suppose.
While the sun goes down over the horizon, Monsieur Patroli enjoys a glass of white wine. Or so he thought. Monsieur Patroli Richmond.
And so if you want to be a part of our rewilding project, there's a GoFundMe link down below for which you can have a tree planted on your behalf. Maybe just for you. Or maybe a memory of a loved one. Yeah. But
anyway, it's time for me to go. I can hear the missus wonder where I am. She's
Toodaloo!
going downstairs, I reckon. That's what she's doing. So it's time for me to go. So I'm going to say toodaloo, you know. So toodaloo, and have a lovely week. Check out my videos. And we've got other channels as well. We've got the rewilding the rewilding channel, which will be getting busy again with that very soon, since we're doing a lot of stuff with it. Been a bit wet until now. I've got the 5-man Earth Drive for volleyball woodworking, which is quite a... There's a lot of stuff on there, there already is. And then we've got other smaller channels as well. Keep working on, you know. Got a Zen laser ones, we basically just put those laser stuff on there. But yeah, not me talking in that one though, which is probably a good thing. So it's time for you to go. I'll say toodaloo, you know, it's a toodaloo. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Thanks to the spanners. Cheers, spanners.